We back.
Cool.
What's happening? Oh, man. Welcome back, y'all. 2 weeks, bro. One of these days we'll get going every week.
In schools and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. We got any good stuff going on this week with you? Anything you got going?
Nope. I've been really sick, so no update on the comic, but other than that,
That's okay.
not much.
Feeling better though?
A little. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Ish.
I'm getting there.
Halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Yep.
It's a Bon Jovi reference.
Yep.
For you youngins.
Nice. Cool. Well, yeah, it's been a good couple of weeks. Oh, you guys got to see this. So, everybody saw my post stuff from Blue Box RPG.
Oh yeah, the prince.
Blue Box RPG. Check this sucker out. From the one and only Mike Disney, the
I love
Overboard
Okay, that's
The Overgourd.
thing is
I love
awesome.
Is that a print or?
Yeah, this one's a print.
Okay.
This is now
So cool.
Wizards got this sucker, and WizKids is going to be making an actual mini.
Oh,
of this
wow.
thing.
No way.
That's so
That'd be so
cool.
So Mike Disney,
Halloween one shot. Let's go.
so
Yes.
badass.
Yo, Mike Disney, congrats, man. You have a
Yeah,
mini
dude.
being made.
Yeah, dude. Yep. So Blue Box RPG.
He is peaked.
Get over there and
Nice.
watch them. These guys are awesome.
Dig in
If
the
you're
logo.
into the old school, yeah, I think they're running a third edition.
Alright.
I think. Yeah, dude, it's so much fun to watch. Old school D&D. It's great. It's great. Fraley, what's up, buddy? Thanks for the follow, my man. Yeah, Fraley's a guy from Blue Box RPG. Thanks for
Nice.
jumping in and watching, man. This should be fun. You guys have lots of choices to make.
I was supposed to shout out Grim Style Art.
Grim style art.
They made me this
Yes.
really cool Chonk D20 for all my death saving throws for Ava.
Awesome.
Because they were like, I want to have a direct hand in her death.
You
so,
don't want to play with my death dice?
yeah, no, see, mine's.
Look how we
Natural 20. Aw.
Oh, dang it. That was close, though.
What you got? That was 11.
It's
that
cool.
one's cool.
It ate another dice, so.
Oh, that's sweet. That's the rune die, too.
Yeah,
That's
they're
really
super
nice.
cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
It like is pointy though, so it doesn't roll as much.
Yeah, it doesn't roll as much, but it
Which
makes
is
me
kinda
feel a
nice,
little
though.
better. Yeah.
True, because like watching the other one, I'm always like.
Where's it going?
See, also tonight, depending on viewership, we get some folks on. We're going to be giving away some dice.
Oh, that's
Dice
right.
giveaway.
It's the giveaway.
Yeah, baby. Right there.
I love that
We're
set.
giving away this set right here tonight.
That's such a cool set.
I'm going
Wait
to.
a minute,
I got to
hold
finish.
on.
I got to finish
Eddie and
inking them up.
You mean to tell me that we're going to give away dice and that tray?
Yeah, it goes with it, man. I'll
Amazing.
send one to one person. And sorry,
Right.
you guys can meet up and roll them together.
It reminds me of like the beach. It's so cute.
I know, that's,
I know,
I
dude.
love that set.
That thing
Yeah,
is
the beach.
chonky, man.
Beach episode.
Yes, it does.
Yo, yo.
Absolutely sounds like a brick. So yeah, that's hopefully tonight. That's what we're gonna be giving away right here. Get some more followers and stuff, and see how this goes. Maybe I'll throw another set into somebody else. Maybe one of those.
Aw, so cool.
So we'll see. Yeah. So
More
we'll
than
do a
one
giveaway later.
giveaway.
Yeah, we'll see. Since we didn't get it last week, since my internet crapped out on us. So yeah, buddy. So cool. Anything else with y'all's?
I don't think so. Don't think so.
Nothing. Well, yeah, say we get rolling, huh?
Let's do it.
Cool.
Literally.
Aha.
Yes. So.
Deer's on one today.
We're going to do a kind of a little bit longer of a story for any of the new people that are watching. Give them a little bit of an idea of what this whole campaign's all about. So, the crew here, the aptly named Trollskull Foreigners that they named themselves, came together in Waterdeep originally. They have been through probably the most trauma and stress of any characters I've probably ever had the pleasure of playing with. Sorry.
Some of us started that way.
That's true.
Yeah. I can't
very
lie
true.
about it.
Yes, and then they discovered that Ava over here, sister, was taken captive. There was a massive cult going on in the city that was trying to unleash either the Nine Hells or something. And the sister was sacrificed, kinda, with the help from some friends to block this thing. And they have now been jumping around the world and onto other worlds to find the gate cubes that they can use to close this gate that is open, this portal that Ava's sister is currently chained over the top of. Yeah. It's been a ride.
Did we level up?
You guys were 13.
We're 13.
You're supposed to have leveled up from 12 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be 13 right now.
True.
Oh, that's right. I don't have any power. That's right. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry.
you're...
Sorry.
We'll get there.
Okay. It's like, wait, what did I do to my character?
Yes. So the, they first went to Chult, ran around in the jungles there, got stuck in a tower for 8 years, and barely made it out of there with 2 cubes. You were able to actually recover one from the temple, and there was a second one inside that temple, that tower, the dark tower that was either in the Shadowfell or somewhere, that you guys were able to actually procure 2 of them. And then you took off to Wildmount, landing with the flying folks that thought Ava was the greatest thing ever.
Haha. They aren't wrong.
And were able to, battle their way through all sorts of stress and trauma again, and discovered that they had to there was a house that could get you home. I mean, you guys bounced all over the freaking place, man. And got word that there was an emissary coming from the Moonshae Isles carrying possibly a third of these cubes so you guys were trying to get back to Waterdeep to meet up with them. Had to fight your way into the portal house, clear the portal house of Mage Slayers. Good hell, that was close. While some of you are hanging out windows, some of you are flying around in circles. Man, that was a good one, man. Oh, dude, right, should. Yes. The dinos in the jungle, all for John. Absolutely. So, if you get on Blue Box RPG, Fraley's on her chat. John right now, the DM, he's wearing a jungle dino shirt because he freaking hates dinos, and said if they got a certain number of followers that he would wear that thing for a week. So he's being punished by having to wear that sucker on live stream. So that's what Fraley's referring to there. Yes. We may or may not throw some dinos at these guys. We'll see.
The only dino I think we've ever met is him.
Some of us, we might throw dinos back.
He turned
Oh, yeah,
into,
you too!
he turned
Oh,
into
yeah,
turned into a dino.
Dinosaurus
He
Rex.
had the big
Yes.
frog thing.
Very true.
Yeah,
That's
Dinosaurus
true.
Rex.
Holy cow. So yeah, then you were able to finally get through, and when you got back to Waterdeep, it had been besieged, and the majority of the city was burnt by some people that had some ties to Dieter's characters, or his character's grandfather, maybe? That were looking for him, for his magic, for his book, his tome that he has, that it seems like everybody wants that tome for some odd reason, even Ava.
Yeah.
Better on the way.
So when they got back, they were set up in the Castellanter's house that they had now basically taken over, where this portal was that her sister was tied to. And upon awakening the next morning with this emissary that was supposed to be coming in, their wind picked up, weather picked up, and quickly found out that there was somebody trying to sink this boat, capsize it, break it, get it to go down, trying to unleash possibly the entire elemental plane of water, right in the middle of Waterdeep. Man, holy clutch freaking rolls, getting onto that boat and finding these 6 elven emissaries that had been holding concentration, keeping this cube that was active, concealed and contained, so it wouldn't hit the water and unleash this entire plane of existence right there in the Waterdeep. Bamfing across, having a 1 minute countdown duel while Volstruckers are chasing at them, and finally make it. And when they make it in to put this third cube in, realized Ava's gone. She didn't know where she was. Nobody's seen her. So last session, now we're kind of caught up way bigger. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. I just didn't get into it all because that was a year plus of
I was like, oh,
putting
this
these
is on YouTube.
stuff. Oh yeah, all this on YouTube. Every session except for the first 2 or 3 that we got. Oh, I put it on. The last
It's
one's
up
on
there.
there.
We
Oh,
recorded
Yeah,
it. We just
recorded it and
couldn't
I put
live
it on there.
stream.
So
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
the one last
Okay.
session where Ava was taken.
That's
It's on YouTube. I have a
spectacular.
YouTube channel, same thing. So you can get on there and watch those if you want. Get
Perfect.
even more caught up. Yeah, it pissed me off because I didn't realize they dropped off of Twitch so fast, or I would have caught the first 2 sessions that we did. But so we're now into the 15th one. But last session, the crew was asking around looking for Ava because she was nowhere to be found. Then suddenly Ava and Captain Thomas, who is one of the Magister's main people there at the Castle Enter home, they roll in, and Apollo notices he's a little bit nervous. You can see the veins in his neck kind of as he's telling you what happened. Ava is also a little bit strange, acting a little bit different. While you're trying to figure that out, you take Ava up to the main room with all of the wards on it to have a chat, figure out what was going on. She casts command on Dieter, telling him to give her the book. As she's handing it over, Apollo grabs a hold of her. She's able to grab the book, and then she suddenly bamps out of your hands, gone. You hear a ruckus immediately below you guys, where Captain Thomas was waiting for this right underneath. So as soon as she grabbed that book, boom, they connected and start running. So a pursuit ensues. You're running down the hall with Rosnar, the little gnome friend of yours, is running, trying to catch up. You make your way down, and outside, Rosnar casts a stun on Ava, and she biffs it in the yard out front. Captain Thomas runs to the end of the yard, looks back, sees what happens, and then he disappears into the streets of Waterdeep. Apollo walks back over, places a foot right on the throat of Ava, holding her down, and as the clothing is moved, the face isn't Ava. You realize it is a very frightened 16-year-old young girl by the name of Janice, who later relays a story that there was a traveling group that came through. Belladonna was familiar with some of these traveling folk that come through. Fortune tellers or traders, tinkers, whatever they may be. And she relays a story through the use of some memory spells from Dieter to tell you that she was basically placed under some sort of control by this woman. And when they met up with Ava and their good friend of yours, Max, Ava's consciousness, face, everything was swapped with this young girl to come to try and get this book of Dieter's that is connected to his grandfather very heavily. And during this, we are still trying to find out the elven clerics, the emissaries from the Moonshine Isles, offer to try to help find her. They take the purple rock that you gave them
Yeah.
that had a personal connection to Ava, and they were able to cast some sort of a group scrying as a group of these powerful clerics, and basically took Dieter's consciousness with them right to where she was. Showed him the camp, showed him how far away it was. So the crew wakes up and actually you waited till nighttime. Didn't you guys go in the middle of the night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
we
sat
did.
there.
We slept.
Yep, you slept during the day while
I
you were
made
waiting
him
for
rest.
Silverhand.
Yeah.
That's right, because he wanted to go,
Yeah.
but he was tapped.
We were all tapped.
Yeah, it was not a good time.
So you spent the full 8 hours resting while you went out wandering in the woods with this one of the guards that came with them, a wood elf named Amara, who helps you kind of commune again with nature, which you haven't been able to do really since your unfortunate death and rebirth and all that good stuff.
All that stuff.
And you all meet up, go in the middle of the night, find your way by the pictures that Dieter had in his head to where this turnoff of the road into the deep forest south of Waterdeep. Upon finding the encampment, you see that the cart and several people kind of milling around with some tents and things, and one of you decides to attack that guy, alerting a couple people. She went around, was
I was
quiet.
like,
You were like, phew, and you drilled the one dude.
That's what he
I
does.
didn't hit anyone.
Yeah.
I just
She ran around, was
attracted
like,
attention
Yeah.
because I was
Yes.
because I got
you
too
got
close
the
to the
drunk guy.
fire and it
You
went.
got the, yeah, that's right. So Belladonna has a little something going on with her staff that she carries. If she gets a little too close to fire that's not magical, it goes away.
Yeah.
So as they're
And now I
sneaking up on
finally
all
know
of
that,
these,
though.
as they're sneaking up on all of these people, she steps within that 30-foot radius, and their campfire goes out. So they're all on alert. What the heck's going on?
But now I finally know.
Yes. Now you know. And
That's what matters,
the door
right?
opens to the cart. A familiar figure exits and looks around and disappears.
So we thought.
And there's a wailing or something going on from this cart. So Dieter gets the bright idea to run up and rip the door open.
Yeah, I do.
As he rips the door open, the traveling woman that they were looking for is standing in there, holding her spell, waiting, casts harm,
Oh my
drilling Dieter in the chest. Oh, man. Battle ensues. Hey, thank you. Phantom, hey, buddy. Yeah, it's another guy. There you go. Blue Box folks coming in strong.
I like it.
Yeah, boy. What's up, buddy? Thanks, man.
How did I know that would
We're
be
just
what
running
you
through a
wanted?
rundown, so we're almost caught up, and then we're going to get rolling. So, as Dieter takes this harm spell in the chest, full on, Rosnar is crapping his pants, standing next to him, freaking out.
That was a rough time.
Battle ensues. Belladonna decides to run to the end. At the other end of the this encampment, you can see some collapsed columns and things leading a path to a very large white stone that is protruding out of the forest. On top of this stone structure, there was some sort of a sigil that was pulsing and a door. Nothing else around it. So Belladonna, running up to the edge of this marking, stopping, looking at it, looks up and realizes that Max is standing just inside, cloaked, steps out, stabs her in the chest, pulls the blade out, and you see him fling the blade onto the ground. As it hits across the arcane markings, spark up again. He says, "Thank you." Steps back in, disappears, and he's gone. Somehow activating whatever this was. And then Dieter busts out the hamster ball. Hamster ball is the woman,
Hamster ball.
making it extremely tight, close quarters inside this cart with a cage in the back that is holding a very tired, very lethargic, very beat down Ava and
Still alive.
her mother that she had not seen for a very, very long time.
I don't know.
As Ava is finally rescued from this cage where she was taken, you notice there's some differences with her. Her hair is stark white as she exits out, and whatever magical essence, the touch of the goddess that she follows, is gone. As she steps forward, weak, exhausted, and with what seems to be no magical powers anymore at the moment. You were rescued very quickly when Dieter goes full Harry Potter and summons the Magisters. Lady Silverhand herself showing up, along with several other Magisters. She grabs a hold of you. As she steps in, the woman sees her, and takes a knife to her throat, spilling blood inside this ball as she collapses. You gather everybody up, including the dead woman, the other two beat down elves out of the cage, and bam, you end up in the portal room where you first had arrived when you came through from Port Damali. And that's where we picked up as you land and catch your breath. So, it is still probably 2 o'clock in the morning-ish. It's late. What would you guys like to do? He's busted that hamster ball out twice, by the way.
It's a wonderful thing.
Dude, first time was on the big ass.
It was like
was
a
it the metal
It's a
freaking
ball
construct?
thing, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And then he bamfs this one out in the middle of a very small contained
Covered
space,
wagon.
covered wagon, with a cage behind it, as it. And the only person that could get to the cage door was little Rosemar. He saved your butts.
All according to plan.
So, you're back. What do you guys like to do?
Oh man.
That's a good question. That was very sudden.
How many hit points am I at?
Oh, what is your max right now?
90.
I would say you're probably... The magical essence is gone. You're extremely weak. It's maybe half health.
Alright.
So your mother is very, very lethargic. Her eyes are open slightly, and then she kind of flutters back to unconsciousness as you arrive in the portal room. Lady Silverhand quickly yells for help, and guards run forward, grabbing the dead woman, dragging her, and she yells to them, "Take her to that back room. We'll come deal with her in a minute." They take her off into another room. You guys are there with Ava, now with stark white hair. Her mother, that there's now people coming out trying to start tending to her to see what's going on.
And Mom was at least partially healed, or no?
Mom
didn't
right
she
now,
use a potion?
she did. She
Okay.
jammed a potion into her
She's not
to kind
dying.
of... No.
Okay.
She's kind of fading in and out of consciousness. She's alive, she's breathing, but...
Does she seem drugged in any way?
Yeah, you can make a... Make a medicine
That's
check.
like medicine.
First roll of the game.
Not a great. 13.
13. It's hard to say. It could be some sort of poison, could be magical, it might take a little bit of time to kind of figure out what's going on with her. Try something if you want.
I have zero skills in that area.
So, by the way, we're running 5th edition. We're not cool running the Greyhawk stuff like you guys are used to, so that's why we watch, because he knows how to do all that stuff really good. So, first run 5th edition, so...
I have no experience with medicine. My one proficiency in the tool is the pan flute, so I'm gonna let
we sit out.
I'm assuming our healers do their job.
Lady Silverhand has several retainers that are there.
Yeah, I will let them tend to her.
That's a good idea. Sorry. Got the chat going. That's a good idea. Run some Greyhawk in 5th edition.
So, just as a heads up, I think the guy who's part of the guard is not a friend.
We sort of figured that out.
Okay. Good, we're all on the same page.
Well, we figured it out after he got back with fake you and betrayed us.
Oh shit, there was a fake me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of assumed because I was in the carriage and then all of a sudden this lady turned into me. And I was like, oh, that's not normal. And then everything went black and now I'm here.
Yeah, she flirted with Dieter and took the book.
Wow.
scared.
Her hair just went a little more white.
Did she get away with the book?
I'm pretty sure he'd be dead if she did, because...
No, we've got it right here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, it did a weird thing. The further and further she got, the more, like... Ugh, he got. It's the only way I can think to describe it. Lethargic? I think
Yeah,
lethargic.
something like that. We can talk about that later, but for now, I'm glad you're back. And I'll just give her a nice strong hug. Cool. Just hold her for a minute.
You're telling me an alternate me flirted with you and you couldn't tell it wasn't me?
It doesn't matter right now. Let's
There
just
it is.
appreciate.
Oh my
Let's just
gosh.
appreciate the here and now. We can talk about this later.
She's just like throws a little fuel on fire and then she backs in the corner of popcorn. Watching you guys argue.
I look at Belladonna.
I didn't really think about the fact that, she might actually
That's-
be offended
that's
by
enough.
that. I just thought it was relevant to the story.
I mean, it's totally fine. It's totally understandable. I mean, it's not like I could definitely tell if there was a fake you or anything. Oh wait, I can.
Well, glad to see you're doing just fine.
Actually, I feel like legitimate shit. I will try to cast light. I'll try to do my Iron Man lights.
As you reach out, you see like you've seen her before doing that. She's like, and as you do this, the normal feeling that you would feel the power of the surge of energy, there's nothing there.
Guys, I have bad news. I think I'm broken.
That's kind of concerning.
Yeah, like I have no magic at all.
Could it be after effects of what they did to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't.
She seems to have her magic when she was disguised like you. Could it be like a temporary, transfer?
I don't know. I've never really. I don't remember anything that happened. I mean, I was in the thing, and I was like, oh, we're gonna go talk to Lady Silverhand about important stuff, and then next thing I know, there was Max, and he was like, oh, I'm being a douchebag again, and I was like, oh, okay, great. And then all of a sudden I was on the floor, and there was my mama was there, and then there was Dieter lighting everything on fire, and then there was the little guy, and then there was Lady Silverhand. So now you know everything that I know.
Rosnar.
Yeah, Rosnar with us.
You see that he is over, kind of conversing in the corner with Lady Silverhand.
Okay, so long as
She's kind of bent over and they're talking.
so long as he doesn't appear catatonic or anything, since he
No.
was pretty freaked out.
He was rather petrified.
Yeah.
Even his boastful, I got this. Look at me. I'm a magic user
Yeah,
now.
that's
I
why-
can do some things.
That's why when she brought him up, I was
The
like,
old
oh,
man.
is he okay?
Standing on that doorstep in front of that woman that drills him with a very, very powerful spell, absolutely terrified him.
Alright, as
But
long if he
he's
seems
okay, right?
Toss him into the fire. That's how everyone learns.
That's right.
Not like someone gave him a choice, but
Stay
You're
right
coming with
here.
us.
True.
Stay
You
with
work for me now.
So, Lady Silverhand wakes her way back over, and you see that there's probably 4 to 5 different people that have come out that are now kind of grasping your mother and kind of helping carry her. And she says, "You've got rooms here for her. Got my healers helping her figure out what's wrong." She says, "Do you need me right now? I've got some things I need to do, but I need to check in with the other magisters that we left back where we just picked you up from, see what's going on."
do you know what's wrong with her?
She's walks over to you and she kind of looks at you and says, "I've seen this before." She says, she reaches up and grabs a hold of the emblem that you have, kind of pulls it out. She looks at it and says, "We need to spend some time." The emblem of your goddess on your chest again. It says, "We want to spend some time reconnecting.
I got abandoned by my deity, you guys.
Sounds like maybe your deity feels like you abandoned her.
Oh no. Okay, well, I don't really want to go back to that other place, but I guess that's the best place to start.
What does that other place mean?
The mountain with
Oh,
the bird people.
Oh,
Yes, the cave. The cave. I don't have good memories of
Yeah,
the cave.
where my dad is and where I met her. That's
Yeah, where you left me to watch your dad and he died.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I have bad memories of that place. I don't want to.
Lady Silverhand says, it's late. And she looks tired. This first time you've seen her since you got back. She looked tired when she first got here. Probably from battling for the last 8 freaking years. And she looks even more tired now. You guys are within not even 24 hours of this portal trying to come through the middle of Waterdeep that she was standing out there controlling and holding it at bay.
Yeah.
She looks very, very tired. She says, do what you need to do for the night. If you need to go somewhere, we'll see what we can do in the morning, but come. And she walks with Rosnar and he's just kind of dragging his bag of trinkets that he had with him. He's on kind of hanging on the ground as he's walking with her down the hall. It's like,
It's because the bag
Oh, yeah.
was as big as he was that he was spilling stuff out of.
yeah. So she says, she turns back to you guys and says, you can stay here if you'd like, or you can take one of the griffins back to the manor. It's up to you.
We can stay here, but anything else we can do to help for now?
She says, let me get some sleep. I have some questions. And as she stops kind of down the hallway, she turns and tells you this. She looks into a side room. She's walking down the hallway from this main, beautiful, ornate room where the portal room comes in. The pillars that are in there, very intricate, very carved. And then there's the one hallway that goes off, and the balcony that she took you guys out on a couple times overlook the city is right off of this room. About 30 feet down the hall, she turns and she is kind of parallel with a side hall that goes off of that, and she looks into there and says, we have some questions for that one, but it can wait. She turns and heads off. Rosnar kind of following behind her.
Hey, Rosnar.
He stops.
Thanks for saving our lives.
You see just a very slight smile hurt the corner of his mouth, and you see it now, realizing as he says this, and he turns. The bags under his eyes are massive. He looks petrified, drained, like everything that his confidence is shattered, everything. He's just slight smile. Thanks for saving mine too.
That's what we do.
He nods and somberly walks down the hall.
Ah, I love her.
I know. He's real.
Little Rosnar dragging his bag of whatever gizmos he's got in there.
Well, just all I will think of him now is him running through the halls with just like books.
Oh yeah,
flying.
running, little pieces following, and Dieter walking out, picking them all up
Yep.
after.
Yep. That was my forever
Well known.
image of Rosnar.
So, it says like 2 o'clock in the morning-ish. It is late. Yes, you guys took a rest, but it's totally up to you. What do you guys want to do? Down that hall where if you were to follow her, the hallway that she looked over, there's a side room.
I'm pretty sure I short rested. I did not long rest.
Yeah.
Because I was
That's right.
watching over
That's
him.
Yeah.
You weren't really.
So some of you can hit rest. It's up to you. The room that she was pointing in is where they had taken the dead lady.
Oh yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah. I'll go mosey on over there just to peek in.
As you glance and look in there, you see that there's not only her, but there are 2 other people in there that also appear to be dead on small, like, tables.
Hmm.
One looks human. The other one looks human but has very slight elven years, a half elf possibly. But both are in what appear to be either City Watch armor or something very similar.
Oh, oh, caught the spies.
Well,
Maybe.
one of them's still out there because he got away. We only got fake Ava.
We actually didn't ask about
Fake
that.
Ava.
Oh, yes. We were supposed to ask about that as they caught him, but I forgot.
She's gone already.
Yeah, she went down the hall and disappeared.
Well, we can ask tomorrow. Or maybe today.
Busy.
Yeah.
So there are down the hallway where she went. There's that first turn that goes into a small ante-chamber room there with looks like cots. Looks like it's probably either a medical, like an emergency medical place where if somebody can bamf in, they can hurry take them in and start working them. But they've got 3 dead bodies laying in there. Further down, it splits into a Y. She went to the right, and to the left there are more rooms that are made up probably for whoever. There's plenty of bedrooms and things there. So what would you guys like to do?
We staying here or going back to the Castle Lanterns or...
I should probably check on
I
my
was gonna say, I
sister.
think she was worried about you.
Did we end up getting the other cube? What time is it? What day is it?
We
Well-
got the cube yesterday.
Freddie's like, I need to go get some Twizzlers.
Correct? We got the cube yesterday? Was that
Yeah.
the same day?
Yeah, no, technically yesterday, yeah.
Okay,
It
yeah.
was yesterday.
Yeah, we got the water cube.
Yesterday morning's when you went missing.
Okay. Yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, why don't we head to the castle entrance yet? I say we just take a carriage.
No
Not a
griffins?
griffin?
It'd be
Not a griffin.
faster to go by griffin.
Much
I know,
faster.
but we're tired.
So wouldn't it be better to go faster?
Or we could just lounge in the carriage and let it just take us on the bumpy road, and you can like fall asleep and
Okay,
like feel like
but
the
it
wind
sounds
coming
like the
through
last time one of us got
windows.
in a carriage. Bad things happen.
There's
I
4
don't
of us
necessarily
this time.
want to
She
get
went
into it.
alone.
Your mother
She just said she
is
doesn't want to get in a
was
carriage.
taken into one of the side bedrooms.
Oh,
She's there at
Oh.
this place. You guys are at the main Waterdeep Castle.
Okay.
while they're arguing
Well,
about
perhaps we should just
griffins
stay.
versus that, I'll walk over and peek in,
Okay.
see if she's awake.
So yeah, these guys you're kind of at the Y intersection where you guys are having this conversation. What should we do? Da, 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 da. And you look down the hall, and about 40 feet down, you see Ava kind of turns and peeks into a room. And as she steps into the room, Ava, what you see in there is your mother laying on a bed. Very, very fine silks. Just like the rest of this castle is extremely nice. Gold filigree on the doors, on the frames of the windows. And you see your mother laying kind of on her back, propped up with a head pillow, and there is a female seated kind of on the edge of the bed with her back towards you. Hey, cool, thanks for the
Thank you
follow.
for the follow.
Hope you like it. It's been fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The female has her back to you as you kind of peek into the room and step in, and she appears to have a cloth of some sort of just kind of wiping across your mother's forehead as you step into the room and look.
Okay. Excuse me?
The female, she's wiping, she stops, and without turning to you, she says, yes, come see your mother.
I'll kind of stay where I am. Who are you exactly?
She, as you kind of sit there, her head kind of turns just ever so slightly, and you catch just the very delicate features of her cheek and chin, and kind of has a hood kind of pulled up slightly. As she kind of turns, you just catch the side of her face. She says, "Oh, I'm a friend of both yours and your mother's." She says, "Come, she needs you."
Okay, I will slowly approach, but keep my eye on the person. Trust issues now.
Yep. You walk up to the edge of your bed and you see that your mother's. She still has some of the clothing on that you found her in. Has some blood stains and things on it. The face has been wiped clean. And. Stupid dog. He's scared to go up the stairs.
Poor thing.
He fell a couple times, so he's like, oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, he fell on his neck.
So as you walk forward and you see there, the female, still with her back to you, reaches into a basin with water, wrings it out, and she wipes across, and she says, "How are you feeling?"
Honestly, not very good. I mean, I'm fine. Just tired. And, like, I don't have any magic anymore for some reason. But other than that, I don't feel really any different. I'm just tired.
You hear just a very slight kind of a chuckle from her. She says, "I know the feeling." She kind of takes the cloth, lays it across the edge of the bowl, and she stands, and as she stands, it's like, all of a sudden she stands, and you're like, she's quite tall as she stands, and she's rinsing it out, and she says, she has a tendency to do that.
Wait, what? Who does have a tendency to do what? Who?
She turns more fully to you, and as she does, the cowl turns, and you see that there's a large bandage across her eyes.
Oh.
She turns and looks at you.
Oh, hi.
She kind of smiles again and says, didn't want to startle you, but,
Oh, sorry, I'm a little on edge.
your mother is, she needs some more time, but she's getting there.
Okay.
And she glances down and kind of, the smile that she has as she sees the emblem hanging from your neck, she kind of drops. The smile lessens. She says she has a tendency to do that to people.
I'll look down at my envelope. Is the one that I'm wearing for Rai, or is it for... Okay.
Yep.
Are you talking about Rai, or...
Yeah. She says, she did the same thing to me many, many years ago.
I don't really understand. I wasn't sure if I got my powers from her or from the other one, or if they're the same person, or if they're just different worlds. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
She kind of turns and now just like straight face on with you, and she glances over and sees the bulges of the wings. And she says, "Good to see you've gotten the hang of those."
Yeah. Took me a second, but...
She says, "Yes, your father was very adamant that we get those back to you." The smile returns.
Well, I miss him a lot.
She says, "I may be able to help."
Help with what?
She kind of smiles. You see as she pulls the cloak. As the cloak comes off, the wings come out.
Oh.
One white, one black. As she kind of stretches and
My wings do the excited little poof.
she smiles again. She says, many, many years ago, I was full of energy and trying to save the world. Rai helped for a while, but there came a point where she wasn't there. Don't know why. She says, this is now all that I am. At that moment when I needed her the most, she wasn't there.
So she abandoned you?
That's the best guess I can have. I've spent the last 2,000 years trying to figure out why.
2,000 years?
She kind of... Maybe this would be a little better. She reaches out and taps the side of your face, and you see a large army fighting in a massive battle. From up on a hill, as you look down on this scene of gore, and then you see figures flying in on wings, brilliant white wings. As you turn, you kind of glance, and you see the face turns to you, and that same smile you see, but the face is intact. Beautiful, pristine, eyes aglow. As she smiles, our charge was to help. We did the best we could, but she says, look, she points, and you kind of look across and you see what looks like her grasped in battle with a very, very large, what appears to be some sort of a Balor, very massive demon creature that she is fighting against. The battle ensues for quite some time. Both are injured, bleeding. One stroke hits her and she flies across, hitting against a wall of the canyon. It kind of hits, lands, and you see the light in her eyes kind of fading as it's. And you see as she lays her head back, she reaches out and grabs a hold of something on her, around her neck. Her lips begin moving, and nothing happens. As her eyes open, you see dread on her face as the Balor walks forward and with a massive spiked club hits her in the face with it, smashing her head into the wall. Her wings kind of crumple as it pulls back. Her head rolls forward and you see blood pouring from her face as she hits the ground.
Wait, so... I'm confused. Do you worship Rhea, or do you worship the Lorekeeper? Or are they the same person?
She kind of chuckles. And she says, Rhea is most definitely not the Lorekeeper. She turns and looks at you and says, I've been called many things.
Oh, so you're the Lorekeeper?
She kind of smiles and looks at you.
How are you so powerful then, if Rhea abandoned you?
She said, our people are endowed with many powers that the gods have. That is why we were here, fighting against the other gods, the demons, the other demon lords, trying to save this world. Rhea tries her best to help, but prefers to stay neutral in certain things.
So, so what you're saying is she probably won't ever talk to me again?
She says, okay, she drops the vision that you're having of her when you're standing in the room again with your mother and her, and you're kind of, she says, I spent many decades searching for reasons to why she left us to die. She said, I can no longer leave this world, but the abilities and powers that I have decided to put to use with those who want to make it better. Continue the work that I and my kind had started many years ago. Your father and your mother found me long ago. She smiles and looks towards your mother and says, your mother helped me when I needed it. And I vowed that I would be there for her and you and your entire line as long as you're here. That's the reason your father came looking for me.
How come they never mentioned you to us?
It's a question you'll have to ask them.
Okay. How did you go about getting your abilities back? Because my sister's still in the basement, and I have no idea where my little brother is. And
Just I've spent the last several years searching this world for your brother. Your mother reached out to me when you guys were scattered. Knew where you were here in the city. Kept tabs on you and your friends. But the last we heard of your brother was somewhere far to the east. Whatever it is that's going on with all of these cubes that these people are trying to open gateways or whatever they are, have something very much so to do with you and your family. Whatever it is about you they need or want to fulfill their goals to open these portals. That's why you've been hunted for so long.
well, now what do I do? I'm just a sitting duck. Literally.
She chuckles and you see her wings kind of. She's like, it's a good one. She says, but what is it in this world that is most dear to you?
My family, my friends. I just want things to go back to the way that they were when magic was supposed to only be used to heal people.
She smiles and says, there's a lot of things that I wish could go back to the way they were as well. But there's still much in the world that needs to be changed and needs to be made better. I spent many years with no hope, feeling sorry for myself. And I spent many years watching the kingdoms come and go, lands and people rise and fall. It is where I came to realize that I still could do good. So that is what I'm doing. Finding those that need help. She kind of nudges you a little bit and says, even if it is just help with confidence and belief. She looks at your mother and she smiles and says, you look at your mother and notice that her breathing is a little more stable. She says she'll be okay. She may need some time.
Do you think she'll be safe here?
She glances towards the door and says, if there's anyone in this world that could keep her safe, this is probably the best place for her. She says, go get some rest. You're going to need it.
Okay.
She steps forward and reaches large arms around you and gives you a very nice, strong hug. And you hear her whisper in your ear. Says, don't fret. I've always been here by your side. And I will be. When you need help, you can lean on me. Consider me family.
Can I ask one more question?
She kind of pulls back and looks and smiles. Yes.
I mean, because you said that you go by like a lot of names, and I was like, the lore keeper's a lot, you know, to like say.
It is a lot.
So do you have like maybe an acronym or?
She says the name that I was given when I came to be, that very few know me through. The name has not been uttered in this world in a very, very long time. As she kind of, you see, she's kind of like, she goes, my name is Shalikas.
Testing my spelling ability.
Starts with an X.
I was not right. Shalikas?
Yes.
It's time
I'll
to
get-
get this spelled in second.
Mm-hmm. I'll get you the spelling here in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
You're good. So it says, you'll be fine. And she kind of grabs your hair and looks at it and doesn't look too bad on you.
What happened to my hair?
She says, and she kind of, you see as she pulls a ponytail out and drops her hair is stark white. And she,
So it's just white now?
if you want it to be,
I mean, does it look okay?
she kind of was like,
You hesitated. Oh my gosh. No
She
one told me
says-
my hair was white.
she just chuckles and says, you've been through a lot. Go get some sleep. You're
Okay.
going to need it. Trust me.
Yeah, I usually do.
She says, there's, your brother is still out there.
Really? You think he's still alive?
She kind of thinks for a second. And she, yeah. And kids.
You said he was east?
Last we heard,
Why is everything east?
she's like,
He wants me to go home.
there's a lot of trouble in the East right now.
Okay, first step, getting my powers back. Second step, going east and kicking some butt.
She's like, see? You're already getting back to your old self as she smiles at you.
Psh, I never left. Max can never get the best of me. One of these days I'm gonna make a coat out of him. I swear on everything.
She's like, I will help sew that coat for you.
Oh, hell yeah. It's gonna be great. Look at my mom and be like, I mean, I would never harm a human being ever. Humanoids are very friendly, and we are to protect everyone. She can't hear us,
She's
right?
like, she leans forward and says, not everybody is protected.
The goddess lady says I'm good.
She smiles. Go. I will tend to your mother through the night. Go get some sleep.
Okay. Thank you. How do I say the name again? Shalikos? Shalikos?
You guys hear the argument going of, we're not going to stay here. Come on, let's go. The entire thing is you stepped in there. There's been no time passed. This whole thing is, you guys are still having the argument in the hallway of where you're going to go. What are you going to do?
You guys are in trouble. No one told me my hair was white.
Figured you could see it.
Didn't seem like the most pressing thing that was happening.
Does it look okay?
It looks fine, yeah.
You hesitated!
I didn't hesitate at
You
all.
hesitated!
No, I
You
didn't.
took a breath in and you were like, yeah, it looks fine.
Fine.
Some of
I
us
have
need
to
to breathe.
breathe.
Are you okay? Does it look okay?
It looks fine. I have white hair.
But
I mean,
you're
nice
old!
gray.
You used the wrong.
Wow. Wow.
You're probably older than he is.
Well, yeah, because I'm an elf.
Well, Paula, what do you think we should do tonight?
Oh, now he's mad at me. You're very handsome. I'm...
No, you were having a conversation with Belladonna. I didn't want to intrude.
Were we having a conversation?
Say we fly back home, get some sleep.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Are we staying
There's
here?
lore drop for you.
You've got your mom here.
Nice.
And your sister
Nice.
at Castle Anters.
I like her.
Where would you rather stay?
She's awesome.
I like her a lot.
Shalikos? You know what? I'm gonna spell it like I...
Phonetically.
Shalikos.
Because they underneath it spell it phonetically.
Yeah, there we go. Shalikos, there we go. Shalikos is going to watch my mother. I think my sister will be okay, so I think maybe some sleep is probably best.
Okay.
She comes out of the room that
Is it
she
some
just stepped
common
in
word
and
that
comes
I don't
walking
know?
back out. And
Don't know that
I have no idea.
What?
It's fine.
Sorry, Mike, what'd you say?
Who steps out of the door?
as you guys are having a conversation, you see her step in and she comes right back out of the room and now she's... You're like,
True.
I know.
She's exploded and right back out.
literally.
To us.
Stepped in and came right back out.
Okay, so we're back to carriage or griffins.
I really want to go for a fly, but I don't know if I'm allowed to. I don't want to
If we
eat by a
take a
griffin.
griffin, you could maybe... You might just have to fly with a griffin.
Maybe I could like
True.
hold on to someone's hand and they'll think, oh look, that griffin has 2 pairs of wings.
Maybe?
No, no, no.
Double-winged griffin. Yes. Totally.
I mean, I guess if you like match your stride, right? Then otherwise you collide and that's bad, right?
As they're having this conversation, I'm gonna walk over to Guard and be like, "Can I get 4 griffins?"
He's like, right away.
What if I just make myself look like a
You know,
griffin?
this will be helpful because, if I can get a good look at the griffin,
Another one.
yeah. I mean, I can't right now because I didn't have it prepared because I didn't think I'd turn into a T-Rex with the carriage.
Right.
I should have done that. I
You
could
would
have
have just
bus will
broken it
drop off.
open.
I could have carried it away.
Grab the cage and carry it with your little arms.
No, with my big head.
Just like loop the tail through there and...
Yes.
No, I just reached down with my big old mouth and just bite the thing and lift it up.
Oh,
Like crocodilians carrying their babies.
Very, very softly in your mouth.
That's right. Also, here's a question.
Yes.
The spell teleport,
Mm-hmm.
is that restricted to just this world? Or can that cross worlds on the material plane? Because there's technically a new spell in the Tasha's thing that is specifically for world travel.
Mhm.
So I wanted to ask your opinion on it.
So yours, the way I've had yours kind of set up, where it was, you have your teleportation circles in this world.
Right.
You have an anchor between here and the other world right now.
Mhm.
On the other world, you could probably set up one there, but bridging between the worlds would probably have to come through this.
Right, through that construct tower.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have an anchor now because you have the house there in Port Damali and this one here.
Right.
But just bamfing to another world, a little bit beyond that.
Mm.
You can do
Okay.
it here, no
Yeah.
problem, within this world. And once you're there, you could set up your own teleportation network there.
Can you do it via plane or travel? Like plane shift? Could you like plane shift from here to a different plane to there?
Yeah, we've done it
He's done it
before.
before. Yeah, he's done it before.
Yeah, plane and travel, baby. Everyone's like, "Oh, Dita is such a terrible idea, so dangerous." Well,
Okay,
it's
well, the
effective,
first
and
time
we
it
are
didn't go very well.
still alive.
Christ.
We are still alive. Ooh.
The first time didn't go very well for me. So I was a little hesitant. The last couple times been great.
Well, all I can say is that
Dude, he's been solid the last couple times. To his
Yeah.
credit.
yeah, all I can say is that you are to keep your hands and arms inside the bounds of the teleportation or inside the plane and travel circle at all times. Any interactions with anything outside, I am not responsible for. Also, something pulled us. Something pulled us to the Night Hells. I felt that one.
Gee, I wonder what that was.
I'll wait till we get back. Never mind. Can I ask you something once we get back to the Castle Hunters?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hey, Apollo.
We'd pass it back.
Yes.
Even when I ask him
You-
politely, he always
you
looks so
like-
mad at me.
You like gardens and forests and things, right? Nature things.
You have nature friends, right?
I'm confused with the question.
You like nature, right?
No. I understand the question. I'm confused with why you're asking.
It's for a very valid reason that is pertinent to me. Or do you rather prefer, like archery? Okay.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Would you like forest or archery?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm working through this, okay? It's been a long time.
Let's see where
I
you
don't
go
know
with
what
this.
you're
Yeah,
trying
I'm really
to say.
curious.
Yeah. You look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
If you had some free time. If you had some free time, where we're not out saving the world and planes of existence and things like that, would you rather be, in a quiet forest-like region, or like something with like an archery range of like moving targets and like challengers?
Kind of scared. As to why he's asking this.
Are we going on a vacation?
I've been curious. Like, you're one of my friends, and I realize I know hardly anything, if nothing, about you. So that is for shame for me.
I don't know if you've noticed, I don't really like people, so I tend to go and hide in shadows.
Yeah, I have noticed that. Yeah,
True.
I've noticed
That's
your
so
absence.
true.
Yeah.
What do you do in the shadows?
He hides in them.
Stop people.
Jumps out and goes,
That's
"Rah."
so boring. Like, you just, sit there and, wait for someone to go by?
You don't people watch?
Not really. People
People
don't
watched
usually
you guys on your way
like...
back from your date. It was
Yeah.
funny.
You're missing out. Those shadows are really nice, and they hide a lot.
I don't think you guys ever told them that you guys were watching their little date
No.
night.
You did
Until
what?
now.
Nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't awkward at all
Not at
at
all.
first.
Well, I'm
Vincent,
gonna
does
go
that answer
home.
your
So
question?
that's
I
what the
hope
shadows
that
mean.
everyone's
It
having a
does,
good
yeah.
day.
It does.
Just,
Yeah.
You have 4 griffins that are waiting.
I don't know if
outside
you've noticed,
as
though,
well.
Dieter. I am dead at one point in life. Things have changed a little.
Yeah, I've picked up on that.
Technically you're only half undead. So the other half can
It's
still
even
like
that,
things.
right?
Huh?
I'm working on that, actually.
Are you trying to get the other half to be undead, or are you trying to get rid of the half that's undead?
Yeah.
That one.
Well,
Yes.
I did get a cool new spell. Just kidding, I did not get a cool new spell. I have no god. But when I do have a god, let me tell you, the spell Resurrect, I don't know what it would do, but hey,
And burn into flames.
now let's see. A dead creature died in the mortal century, you're good. Didn't die of old age, you're good. Oh, it says isn't undead. Shit.
He's technically not.
You're not technically undead all
Or
the
undead.
way.
Mhm.
The
Just
spell
like a
neutralizes
sparkle
poisons,
light.
cures diseases.
Mhm. So resurrect will provide 0 fairy point.
Right.
Just saying.
It restores any missing body parts. How could he use that a long time ago?
Who was missing missing body parts?
Me!
Her wings, she's like,
Ava, Kilvar.
Oh, yeah, Kilvar.
You said
We've
the
still
Griffins are
abandoned them.
yeah, oh yeah. They're the guards standing kind of like.
It doesn't remove magical
He's not one to
diseases
get Millie
for
Reds,
super
he's like-
though.
Hi, can I have a griffin, please?
here. Yeah, just jump on them.
I have a plan.
Are you flying us?
I can.
I just realized we don't know how to fly a griffin.
Yeah, I've never been on. But, I mean, I fly my bird all the time.
Is it like riding a horse?
If the horse is in the air, flying around, sure.
Why not? I'll give it a try.
Yeah, why not? There's
I got
harnesses
slow
on it.
fall, it's fine.
What's the worst that could
There's
happen?
harnesses on them and everything.
Oh yeah.
If
There's
you
saddles.
fall, I'll catch you.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Don't mug shit,
Saddles,
it's
harnesses,
fine. I
everything.
got this.
It's true. If anybody would survive, it'd probably be me.
Yeah, that's right.
Fall off, and she's like, nope.
Slow fall.
So what you guys wanna do?
Jump on a griffin and I start flying towards
Okay.
their manor. Our manor. No.
Did you ever figure out what he was asking? Your like
No, I
jungle stories for whatever
Yeah.
woods,
Yeah.
whatever. the
Do
hell
I
we're
want to
doing?
play with archery ranges at moving targets or hang out in the woods? I don't understand.
If you had free time, what would you do? Good heavens!
Are you trying to like make an archery range challenge course and see if people would come?
I've considered it.
I think he's working on a new spell. That's what it sounds like.
Could be.
I mean,
With archery ranges? I'm already on the griffin.
He's a wizard.
Yeah.
He can do really cool
Yeah.
shit.
He's
guys.
We're
"Oh,
like
yeah,
hopping
I-
on.
So you'd like to do it? He flies off like.
I'll
I-
wait for them to leave.
I get on a
Cool call, see ya.
griffin.
Wait, do you want them to leave?
What? You can fly.
Well, I want to ask what you were doing.
Oh, just working on something.
I fly off after a griffin.
Whoa.
Animal handling shit.
The griffins are kind of flying around like, where the hell are we going?
Well, I'm waiting for.
I
them.
try and steer it towards the manor.
You guys all jump on griffins and go?
I'm excited
Okay.
to see what happens.
So everybody roll an animal handling check.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Oh,
good
I'm
at
not
this.
taking a griffin. I took one look at it. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, nope, not just the bathroom.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Not happening.
19.
25 minutes.
Okay. That's great.
I got a 5, so I'm gonna use a,
Oh.
I'm gonna use a chronal shift. Just be like, it's like,
To fly a griffin.
I don't like that outcome. Let's try again. 8.
You should just turn into one.
I don't have
you,
a-
Use that puzzle.
you two jump on, and it takes you a second to, okay, you ride it, and you're like, okay, the griffins are like, where are we going, kind of. Dieter jumps on, and it's like trying to buck you off for a minute. Until Ava flies up next to you and kind of, and it calms for a second.
You okay?
Yeah, just don't go too far, yeah?
Okay, I'll stay right here. You want to hold my hand?
No, if I hold your hand, I'm going to fall off the griffin.
It's like
Well, I mean, I could probably
griffin's-
carry you.
massive,
I was gonna say griffins.
Like,
wingspan's
the wings
gotta be
are, like-
ridiculous.
30 feet out.
Could I, as we're flying, could I try to see if I can, like, stand on the griffin in the air?
Sure, it's
I'm
it's
just
kind of
playing
hovering.
around.
It's as it's
Yeah.
flying along. You see Ava kind of
Sure.
going in and out, and she comes down, and she's like together. With Ava leading the
Aerial
way,
stunts.
you guys are able to fall in line. She knows where the Castle Lantern Villa is once you get up and start going. So, because it's not direct flight, you're kind of guessing where you're going. It takes about 20 minutes to get up there instead of the 15 or so if you would have had somebody that would have just flown you right through there. Better than the 45 minutes to an hour plus riding in the carriage. So you just
I think
fly
Ava
in.
will
and
avoid carriages probably for a while.
A long time.
you make your way to Castle Lantern Villa at pushing 3 o'clock in the morning as you land. The Griffins turn and take off. So you guys want to do the rest of the night?
It's a good thing Tendo wasn't here, because he would have had a complete meltdown.
He would have been on his moorbound or riding down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of the night's yours. we move through the night to tomorrow, whatever you guys want to do.
Eventually, like, once we land, I'll just kind of walk up to Dieter and just, are you able to do the little bead thing again? So I could talk to someone?
Yeah, let's go inside. I just have to rest for just a minute, and then I can do it again.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'll just make my way up to the warded room.
Okay.
Yes. That is our war room. That is our base of
Yep.
operations.
No problem. You make your way in there. What are you take a few minutes to do your thing?
Yeah. I'll just I will cast Sending,
Okay.
and use Arcane Abeyance to just condense it into
Beautiful.
a small bead and give it to Belladonna.
Okay.
Just cast it at 3rd level.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. And this is where internally she's going to be torn because this room is the safe room. This is the warded room. This is the room where everyone will also listen to her if she sends a message.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Right before I gave you the bead to say, now this comes with a price.
Okay.
There it is.
If we had nothing to do, and you have free time, what would you do?
Nice.
Nice.
You're asking that question a lot lately.
I asked it once. That hardly considers as a lot.
Well, I don't know. You don't tend to repeat questions a lot.
That's a fair point. It's a fair observation.
It's been a really long time since I've had free time. And when I did have free time, I was in a monastery training, so it wasn't really free time.
Was it enjoyable time or was it like punishment time?
No, it was enjoyable. Before the monastery, though, I grew up in a pretty small town, so I don't know, sitting by a river, just, I don't know, nothing too crazy. Big cities have been weird. I'm not very used to them, so I guess something enjoyable would just, I would want to be able to hear wildlife again.
You know, I know a place. I know a place that I think you'd really like. It's called Hochberg.
I'm going to try to pronounce that.
That's fine. It translates to High Castle. I think you'd really like it there. It's got a very, very nice, peaceful river. It's very quiet. Quaint little town. There's a castle. It's
I
really
didn't
nice.
have a castle, but
No, you can see the castle.
yeah,
But aside from that,
couldn't
it's
see a castle,
quiet.
so that's
You
pretty
can-
impressive.
Yeah, you can hear the wildlife. It's very nice. It's very quiet.
Sounds very nice. I do
Yeah.
miss that.
Occasionally you can hear like an old Eifrau just like, oh, get out of my cabbages.
That sounds familiar. I came from a logging town and a farm
Oh,
town.
yes.
That's probably a sound I've heard before.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like home.
Yeah.
If anything, it sounds like you and I come from similar towns, more or less. And I will hand her the bead. Thank you for paying the price of admission.
Thank you. Crap. Okay, so we put the clerics in the library. What other rooms are there? There are more rooms on this floor, correct?
There's other bedrooms.
Yes.
Each of you had your own bedroom.
Yes.
There was plenty in the one at the very end of the hall is the larger kind of library room.
How large is this main room? It's like the main suite. It's pretty big, yes?
Yeah.
If I were to go to
Large.
just like a corner and speak quietly, do I think maybe they wouldn't hear me?
Could try.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm not in the room. I didn't go in with everybody.
Screw it. I hate the stupid portal in the basement. I'm staying in this room. I hate this place. I'm gonna
Oh yeah. So the room they're in, this massive room, was the Castellanter's main room before they went nuts, and so there's wards and glyphs and different magical things to protect this room that they're in. So that's the gist of this room.
Alright, I'll just kind of go sit in a corner with my back to the wall.
Okay.
And think for a minute about what I want to say. I've been thinking about it ever since we were on the ethereal plane.
Which time?
Well, when I saw what I saw.
Okay.
Because we have not had a chance to talk much about the monastery.
Mhm.
What is that individual's name?
The head guy?
Yep. The one I know pretty well.
His name is...
We have not had a chance to talk about it.
I had it here. Hold on. It is... Good hell. Where did I have it? Valto.
Just V-A-L-T-O?
Mhm.
Oh. Okay. So I will just kind of sit in the corner, think about what I want to say, and then crush the bead in my hand. I'm just gonna say, Balto, is everyone okay? Was an ethereal plane, saw displacer beasts surrounding monastery, was worried you all may be in danger. Am I needed back?
You get a very quick response.
Oh, not roll as far as that.
I thought you were rolling for something. I was like, where'd you roll?
I was rolling him. He's didactic.
What you hear is oh, it's good to hear your voice.
Right, it's been 8 years for them.
Oh yeah, it's been longer than that.
Oh,
You were
true.
gone. It's been like 18 years. Because you were out doing your thing for several years, weren't you?
Like 2
So
or
10
3
years?
It's been like 10,
10, 11 years. Yeah. Things are tense. The weather is strange. The land is becoming unsettled. But we're doing okay.
Well, okay, good. That helps me relax a little bit. What's enough to go east? Oh crap, I need to talk to. Have we seen... Oh, my brain just stopped working. The guy we were in Port Damali with, who was with... I don't know. What's his name?
Do you want Mert?
Yes, thank you. Mert. He was going to ask about El Boulder. Did we see him at all? Like, while we were at the castle?
Who, Mert?
Yes.
No, you have not seen Mert since
The docks.
the docks
Oh.
when he was out there. And then when you guys came in, he left.
Oh, man. But it's like 3 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll wait. Okay. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do then tonight.
Okay. Anybody else? Where did you go?
Just outside of the forest.
Okay.
I was like, I'm not going in.
Into the forest. You're gonna have to wander away to get out of the city.
I don't know,
Like a ways.
like an hour,
Mhm.
2. Yeah.
Through all the burnt city and then down off of the cliff. So you didn't want to
That's
clear out
right.
across
That's
all the burnt fields from the farmlands. Yeah, it'd take you a while to get out there.
Alright, fine. I forgot that it was. That's right.
You can go if you want, but
No,
it's
no,
way out there.
I forget that
Everything's
it's
torched and
like right in the
burnt.
middle of everything. So I'll just go in and go to the basement, into the catacombs, find a corner.
Back in the corner.
Yeah,
In
back
the
where I
dark room?
found the clothing.
Okay. So the one in that room or the one in the main vault where the bones and things are?
The one where I found the clothing.
So where the bones and things were?
Yeah, like
That's the main
clothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So wander in there and sit down.
And go into my 4-hour trance.
Got it. You want to do anything before we go to bed?
I am gonna do what I do best and go bug Dieter.
Okay.
And I will find him. Where are you?
Oh, I'm just in the main room.
This should all be in that main room where she was over in the corner talking to herself.
Who's she talking to?
I've got no idea.
Kind of boring. Anyway,
Maybe she's talking to that spear.
oh yeah.
She's not talking to the spear. I She asked for a sending spell, so I gave her one.
Oh, she's probably talking to like her family or something.
Yeah,
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 cute.
yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
I'm gonna have a different spell for that.
Probably good.
Oh.
Probably good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I was thinking of sending a message to Tendo. He should be awake right now.
He never sleeps, so yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, let's give it a shot. I'll cast sending at 5th level.
Okay.
And just say, Herr Tendo, it is I, Dieter Giesinger, your friend. Wie geht's? What's new? Are you alive? How is everything? We are in Waterdeep at the Castle Enters.
Get a Mr. Dita. Kilvar and I are okay. We're currently on an airship. I'll keep you posted wherever we land and let you know where we're going.
Well, he's good. He and Kilvar are alive. Apparently they're on an airship, whatever that is.
Oh,
So
what?
remember when you guys walked in, first got into Port Molly?
Oh, we saw
Coming
them.
in, yeah, one of them took off. This massive ship
Yeah.
took off, and
You know those ships that would float in the sky?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So apparently they're on one of those. He doesn't know where they're going, but I'll send him another message in the morning and we'll see where he's at.
Wait, so he just got on a flying ship and didn't know where it was going?
Apparently. Either that or he just forgot to tell me where.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Yeah, but he seemed okay.
So, thanks for saving me and for putting the weird lady in a bubble. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I just put her in a bubble. It was Rosar. Rosnar. He's the one who saved you.
I mean, okay. Not really, the poor guy. I think he broke his hand trying to unlock the door.
Oh, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Maybe a kiss on the cheek from a fair maiden would do him good. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. I was just imagining how much he would get flustered by it.
I think we should make Belladonna do it and see if he pees his pants.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Excuse me, y'all. He's not gonna let me get that close.
Yeah.
So,
You look really good.
thank you. I'm starting to get used to it. I keep thinking there's like cotton or something in my eyes, but it's just hair. So,
Yeah.
yep.
Can't imagine what it would be like to have white or grey hair.
I don't know. Weird. I don't think I pulled it off as good as it did though. It was girl.
I mean, I was born with mine. You look great.
Thanks.
Give it time. You'll love it.
So, are you gonna ask me what I like to do in my spare time, or is that for everyone except for me?
No, yeah, I was going to ask you.
Okay. Well,
I wanted to ask how you're doing first.
actually, I did pretty good. My mom's gonna be okay, so that's exciting, I guess.
Well, good. I'm really glad that you saw your mom doing well.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
she-
beforehand you were really quiet, and then coming back you're much better. So that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Like,
We're very relieved, all of us.
apparently, I don't have any magic anymore. Because
What?
with Ray, I was like, I like to leave people guessing, and now I don't have any magic. So
Well, it's like a faith trial.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it because the lady that I talked to was like, yeah, she did this to me too. By the way, I actually have a name for her now. The lore keeper. Her name
Yeah.
is Shalakas.
Shalakas.
And she said that her name has never been like uttered in this world in a
They're just
long
running.
time.
Dude,
Shalakas.
Shakas. She said that her name like hasn't been uttered around in a long time, so I think she meant it as like you should say my name a lot, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that would make sense. You know.
Yeah, maybe like gives her power or
Shalakos.
something. Anyway, yeah, apparently Rhea did the same thing to her, and she never got her powers back, so
Oh.
I'm a little concerned. I'd asked Tendo, but apparently he's on an airship.
Yeah. Well, if we just want to rest for a while, I can give you the ability to send a message to Tendo.
I have sending, I do. Shit. Yeah, that would be wonderful, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really working. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So, the other me, did you kiss her or anything?
No.
I'm in trouble.
Nine. We did not kiss or do anything.
Okay, so that's good. I was just making sure, I don't know why I asked. It really doesn't matter. I wouldn't really care. It's just, just wanted to ask.
Yeah, you definitely don't care.
Yeah, not at all.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
But I mean, it has been a while since I've done this. And I'll give you another kiss.
I'm in the corner, just like, ah!
I was like,
That looks hard.
not again.
Tail just,
That's awesome.
my like little half spade tail just
Like,
covering
nope.
my eyes now, just like, no.
Was the other me, like, super charming?
She was very outspoken,
Because I'm over here like, how many times have I tried to get that book? And then the other me was like, alright, got the book, let's go.
yeah. Well, she also cast a spell, too. So, she gave me a command, and I honestly thought it was you, and I was caught off guard, and yeah.
She commanded you to get, and it worked?
I wasn't anticipating it.
Oh, I thought that you were like way too strong for that to work on you. Good to know. Anyway,
Now we know his weakness.
yeah. Command.
She was very charismatic.
She was very charismatic. Ugh.
Nice. Nice.
But hey, you see what this is? And I hold up just like a set of cutlery. See what this is?
Fork.
A fork and a knife.
Okay.
I swiped them from the kitchen downstairs.
Why would you do that?
Because of reasons.
We own this place. You're stealing from ourselves.
Well, if it's stealing from ourselves, then it's not really stealing, then is it?
But you said you stole from the kitchen.
I'm a thief.
So good you can rob yourself.
Thieving.
Yeah?
So impressive. So, are you gonna tell me what you're asking everyone's favorite thing to do is?
Yes, but there's a price of admission.
Okay. What
What is your thing you like to do? One
well,
of your wings.
yeah, flying is obviously one of my favorite things. I like painting. Painting's really fun. My dad used to make like really, really bad quality paints out of like plants and stuff, and we would always paint my little brother. Because like if you use like leaves and stuff, like usually you can just like wash it off, sometimes. So I like that. I like talking to like critters and stuff. They never talk back, but that's always fun. I like looking for rocks. We kind of already established that.
Yes. Lots of rocks. All the rocks.
But that's not.
Put the rocks.
Other than that, I mean, just
Pretty
traveling.
rocks. Other rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if I can ask, are you really on good terms with this Rhea anymore? Or are you just kind of like, no, I'm done with that, sticking with the Lore Keeper?
I don't honestly know. I mean, I've never actually talked to Rai. I mean, I just got this little symbol thing, and then I was like, oh gosh, I got saved by a goddess. What the heck? And then I never really heard from her, and Nintendo was like, oh, I know who that is. Let me teach you. So he taught me a lot about her, and still never heard from her. And then I thought the Lore Keeper was like a totally different goddess, you know? Turns out she's not. She's a follower of Rai who's like salty now. And she's like, don't worry, I'll help you out. But I still don't have abilities, so I'm kind of wondering like if she's just helping me out with like the moral part of it, you know?
Oh, yeah, probably.
The woohoo, go Eva, you can do it, but I can't really give you any abilities, you know? She's super nice, don't get me wrong. I really like her. And if I had to choose between the two, I'd definitely choose her. But as far as Raya goes, I got no freaking clue.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, Apollo. Where's Apollo?
He left.
More
He's down
informative
in
to
the-
that question than we were.
He's down somewhere.
Oh, great. Of course he's not here.
Why would I be?
He's hanging out in the crypt.
Ava and Belladonna,
So,
if I were to try to ask him to come up here for something, do you think he would actually show up?
No.
That was very quick.
I'm just gonna try to
She
find
didn't
it.
even take a breath in between.
I didn't hesitate.
No hesitation whatsoever.
I mean, he told us that he usually goes to the forest, right? And the forest is freaking ages away.
I mean, would he go that far in case we have to leave quickly?
It's Apollo.
You probably would, yeah.
Yeah.
I can send him a message and see where he is.
I mean,
Yep.
what if he's just like talking to someone here? Like, cause did he walk inside with us and then just like branched off, or?
Yeah, probably. As you guys came in. Well, you guys, yeah, as you landed up top, come down the stairs, and as
He
you
would
guys
have
went
just
down the
kept
hallway,
going
he
down
would've
the
just-
stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what if he's just? What if he's eating? Like, why don't we just go look?
I got the late night munchies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Well,
he
I can use I can use this cutlery to make us a great, fantastic feast. So I figured, hey, we might as well have something to do before we go to bed. I don't know.
Can we have sea bugs?
Sure, you mean crabs?
Bug meat.
Yeah.
Sea bugs.
Sea bugs.
Bug meat.
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah, I
I
can
like
conjure
sea
that up.
I'm just gonna go look for him before you use a spell.
Alright, tell you what, we'll have a race.
That's not fair.
You're fast!
I want to play.
You're fast. How do you want to play?
I want to look for him too.
Fine, go! And I'm gonna just start running.
Fine, I will give you 60 seconds before I send him a message. Go.
I'm dashing out of 50 feet.
Okay.
So 100 feet for 6
Okay.
seconds.
Counting.
And I would have been as absolutely like sneaky about knowing where I was.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
And
gonna.
it's kind of cool with like a ranger. Unless I want to, I don't leave tracks.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yoinks.
I'm
So
always
even
like-
with my +9 survival,
Yeah,
And my
it's either
past
level
still have
13 or
your-
14 that you can't be tracked by non-magical
Did you
means.
guys
It's
have your
real.
little things where you guys could track each other and listen to each other?
and my passive
Wait, what?
investigation of
No,
21.
we
Did you
don't-
guys have that?
Huh?
I swear
I don't
you did.
think
'cause
so.
we had the conversation where you're
Or is
like, can
that
we
not
hear
quite
this
that
going
long?
on in her head?
Oh, that's only lasted an hour?
Oh, that,
Yeah, that was
that
the,
lasts for 1 hour.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm like, I try to remember when the hell that last one
Yes.
was.
She might be right.
Yeah, duration 1 hour,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just go to the main area and then
Good
just
call.
start.
Running around.
Yeah, I'll just start shaking rooms.
Okay.
And I'll like work my way down. And if I see people just. Have you seen Paul? He kind of looks dead.
Sorry, not in a while.
Okay. And next. Just keep going. And I want to win.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a d24.
10.
Roll one for me.
9.
Okay. You were running around, searching everywhere you can look and think to find them. You're not finding them.
I will cast Sending at 5th level to Apollo.
Okay.
Just say, hey, Apollo, it's Dieter, but you already knew that. We have fresh food and some really nice lodging up here. If you want company, please,
Okay.
by all means.
Please.
If you want company, please.
Yeah. It's like, oh, would you look at that amount of words?
So you're in the middle of your trance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The spell would come through.
I was like,
You-
I'd at least hear it, right?
yeah, it's kind of like a dream. You're like, pretty much. It's like, yeah, you're in a trance, drifting through whatever. You can kind of hear like a wind within vapor. Let you decide if you're going to wake up once you hear it. You hear nothing back.
Okay.
Really tired now from running around.
Run around. Ah,
I'm going to cast Disguise Self to look like Apollo.
nice. Okay.
And just make my way back casually towards the room.
Nice.
And then just kind of walk in and just... Belladonna sent you, or found me, and then you called.
Do you sound like Belladonna?
I'm trying to sound like Apollo.
Perfect. Roll performance check. See if you can pull it off.
Oh
My
let's see.
insight is like super high. Can I join in?
That's not a bad roll for me, but I'm pretty sure I've got a negative, so 12!
Okay. If you want to try and bolster it, because your insight, you would have seen right through that.
I'm gonna like walk over to
What's your
Apollo
insight?
and be like,
my passive insight?
Mm-hmm.
15.
You're like, something catches off. You're like, huh?
I will like walk over to Apollo and like tap him on the shoulder and be like, oh hey Apollo, welcome back. We're gonna eat some food, and then I'm gonna use my mimic ability to sound exactly like Apollo and be like, thank you. I am here for the meat.
Yeah. As you see her go over and she's having this conversation with her, you hear a voice that sounds exactly like her. I'm here for the meat.
Well, Dieter's gonna make us some really yummy food because he stole some silverware. So come on in.
He's gonna bust out his cutlery and make
Why
it.
would he steal if we own it?
Why would he
Now
steal
you're
if
like-
we own it?
Anyway, where's Belladonna? She went running all over the place for you.
She was really tired. She's taking a nap. But she says she won.
Whatever, I'm too tired for this.
Mr. Dieter, where is the food?
He sounds exactly like.
Where's the voice coming from?
Wherever you are.
Me?
I was gonna say that she was being Tendo.
Yeah. Sounds like Tindo.
What are you looking at this for? Tendo's looking for the food. Make the food, man.
Tendo is not here.
Where is Tendo then? He's been here this whole time.
Just tripping balls. It's like,
Tendo's been with us the entire time.
Why don't you make a freaking deception check? I'm gonna insight that BS.
My deception is not high.
yeah,
I
man.
know it's
Do
not
it.
even true.
2! Oh no, wait, that's a 7, but still.
Yeah, no. You're like, yeah, you know.
What did you get?
7.
8.
Barely.
Dang
Nope.
it!
It's like, no, he's not here. He's never been here. It's not for a while. A few days.
That's not very nice, Mr. Dieter.
You're so weird.
Yep.
Anyway,
Anyway.
du bist so ein Kind. Gute Nacht. I'm just gonna go to a bed and just lay down.
Dita walks over to the main vessels and is just like face first on the bed.
I give Belladonna a high five.
Well, I only came up for food, and I'm just gonna walk out, wait a little while, turn into Belladonna, Wait a little while longer. Come back in.
Peter's still face down on the bed.
Peter, you done pouting?
He went back to wherever he was.
Oh, Belladonna, you're back. I thought you were taking a nap.
Man, I had to run so fast to beat you. But I won.
She did win.
I found him before you sent the message. I was there when you sent it. His face gets all weird.
That sounds familiar. Okay, alright. Well, it's very late and I'm sure we're all very tired. But I have something to show you, the two of you.
Is it food?
It is food.
Is that why you stole our silverware?
Yes. That is why I stole the silverware.
Right.
Is it stealing or borrowing or swiping?
Or using.
Swiper.
Do you intend to return it?
No, I need to keep it. Actually.
Swiping.
Swiping.
Yes, swiping.
Borrowing it, gosh.
Let's see. I'll also pull out a small piece of polished marble.
Okay.
Oh.
And a small kind of like wooden doorway that's carved out of a small piece of ivory.
Oh, more rocks.
And I will just set them kind of like in a line on the ground, and just be like, okay, well, here goes nothing. And I'll kind of trace along the floor, or like in front of these three pieces, this tiny amber yellow like line of energy, and this doorway raises up. Just a single, just a kind of arched wooden door made of magic.
Whoa.
Is this like Max's door? And I'm just like walking around. Can you see it from both sides?
Just from one side. Visible from one side.
No,
Yeah.
that's different.
And when I want, I make it invisible. And when I want, I make it visible again.
Is there like food inside?
There is food inside. It's actually really kind of a shame that Apollo didn't want to be here for this, and that our other friends weren't here, but anyway, I'm too tired, and I want comfort.
It's okay. We're the main characters,
So-
anyways.
We're in the master suite. How is this not comfortable?
You haven't seen comfort the Giesinger way.
I will walk.
No, you
I-
said you were from a small
I
town
reach
like
in.
me.
Oh, but I am. And I open up the doorknob and push it open. And be like, welcome to Giesinger's High Castle.
As the door swings open, we're going to take a quick break.
Hey!
We'll be back.
Because I got
And with the background, not background, but the style of Barbarian and Wall Beach, it'll work out.
Cool. Oh, let's take a quick break. Yeah, before we end the stream tonight, we're going to give away some dice, so stick around.
Woo!
We'll give away some dice. Cool. So, before the break, Dieter busted out his, Giesinger's High Castle.
Giesinger's High Castle.
I'm
man.
so excited.
Okay, buddy.
I know, I wanted Apollo to be here, but that's okay.
You should have told me earlier.
I know, I was thinking about it, I was like, nah. I was like, I
think
should.
that's a weird question. I don't understand.
I
I'm just
know.
gonna kind of like.
That's awesome.
Can you send him to? Can you message him again? I don't think
Yeah.
you want to miss it.
Yeah. At 6th level, my last spell slot of the entire day.
This one will probably break through. You're
I'll
Is
cast
this, how many
Sending.
hours in are we?
about 30 minutes.
Okay.
6
Yeah,
levels
I will
specifically.
cast
How?
one
You're-
more.
you're-
Yeah.
you're-
I was like,
Just started, you hear the hood, you're like,
I don't know.
Apollo, you're gonna want to get up here. You're not gonna want to miss this. Also, Belladonna says hi.
That's it?
There's something I have to show you. It's a big spell.
I get up.
You just hear. That's it.
all you hear is a sigh in your ear.
This better be good. I'm gonna make my way up.
The sullen Apollo opens the door. You see you're standing in front of this magical doorway.
Yeah, the door floating just like an inch above the ground.
Just kind of, is this the high castle you were telling me about?
Oh, let me show you the high castle I was telling you about.
The
Okay,
high
so it's not an actual place.
Oh, it's an actual
What?
place. I just recreated it from memory.
Oh.
And I push open the door. And it opens up.
Max.
The door is floating in essentially an open courtyard. The courtyard has these big, large, castle-like walls that surround it. There are several different buildings. Let me actually go ahead and pull up the
baby.
layout.
Oh, I like this.
You
There are
built
several-
it? Oh my
There are
gosh.
several different structures
He
here.
sent me pictures of it
Yeah.
earlier.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah, there are several different structures and like these big cobblestone walkways and places where carriages and troops can go marching through. And you see patrolling. There are a number of near translucent, kind of amberish colored guards. Most of them human. And then occasionally you'll catch a glimpse of like a bird made of like this same magic material, or like two dogs chasing a cat down an alleyway. Aside from that, there are these tall spires and peaks, in this stronghold keep that has at least like 3, if not 4 floors, and then this large, grandiose tower in the center that goes up at least 300 feet. And we're all enclosed in this magical space that appears as an illusion to just be a quaint castle overlooking a small village with a river that runs right past the castle walls. Yeah, there's a walkway along the top with towers and turrets. There are several flags that are like hoisted up, blowing over in the distance. Right now, I have it currently set to evening time, so there are torches and campfires and lampposts and warm light coming from all of these windows, and there are a few stained glass windows that you can see like up along like the stronghold in the tower itself. Off towards, and I'm just walking around inside, and I'm just like, come on in, like, I have to give you a quick tour before we can go on to have dinner and then to our personal quarters now.
Is the magic door still open?
Yes.
I'm going to peek on the other side. Can I see anything, or does it just look like a courtyard?
Oh, on the other side of the door?
Yeah, if I because we came through, and if I
Yeah.
walked around it, is there a door, or I move behind it, or?
Yeah, you can move behind the door, like, the door's, like, in the middle of this space.
It's like what you saw on the hill.
Belladonna's acting
The
like
door
you
saying
put
there was
a
nothing
mirror
wrong.
in the middle of a jungle and some random cat just figured it out. She's like, what is this? Hello?
Oh yeah.
What?
Have you seen those videos? Like the ones like scientists put a mirror in like the middle of the jungle and they find it and they freak out. Like do like circles around it.
Well, that is me right
It's
now. Her! Just like... I just... Oh, why my memories hurt.
Wow, so this whole
Yeah.
place is ours?
This is your-
Or yours?
Explain some of these pictures if you can. Hold it up in front of your camera there, so they're watching can
Yes,
see what you're.
yes.
Or you can join the Discord.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let me.
We have a Discord. I love you.
Yeah, let me
Huh?
also. put it in the Discord.
Oh no, there's one that's I made just for the stream, not the one that we use all the time. So,
Oh, really? What's the one for the stream?
So I'm gonna throw it up there.
I was gonna say, so what?
Gotta send out all the invites for it still. So I haven't put it up yet and started it. Invite some people right now. Yeah, there you go. Join.
Woo!
Right there.
Oh wow, it looks awesome.
I'm going to. Let's see if I can get this stupid thing up in here.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Okay. Where would you like me to post these photos in the Discord? And then I'll put them
let's
with the
see.
camera too.
So down there, campaign one chat.
Okay.
You can throw it in there.
Perfect.
Yeah, chuck it in there. I'm gonna try and get this thing in here. See if it'll work. Hey, there you go. Jump on Discord.
You got a lot going on.
Just starting that bad boy up, so jump on in. Come say hi.
Wow. Holy crap, it's huge.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
really
This is actually based off of a real castle over in Germany.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So, there we go. Yeah, this is
Yeah, beauty.
Dude,
this is
Did you make
Giesenger's
them
High
up?
Castle.
what?
That is the magical castle that you are currently inside of now.
Yep.
As you're looking at this,
And
Say
this
the
is
name.
this is the illusory.
Giesenger's High Castle.
Oh, he just says it. It's for coaching castles. Or
Oh.
something.
Yeah. This is the illusory town and river that runs through it.
Very nice. Heck yeah.
Like.
So, anyway, over here we have just the main entryway. As you can see, there's the first and second portal in the bridge. The third portal is clear over on that side. You can't quite see it from over here. We have old arterial gates, a well. If anyone wants to go exploring the well, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can if you want. Here's the stronghold. Over there we have a garrison house for the servants or the guards, if you will.
Are those real people? Did you enslave
Maybe.
people?
I did not enslave anyone.
Okay.
They're merely arcane magical representations of my subconscious. Moving on. So that's where they stay. And again, they're going to be. I'll just show you instead. As you can see, there are a number of bells stationed around. Some are on pedestals out in the middle of like these walkways. When we get inside the tower and the stronghold and the quarters, you'll see that there are actual, bells and pulleys on the walls, and you can use those to summon the guards or servants, whichever you prefer. the guards will act as servants and vice versa. So it's just for aesthetic. But if you need anything whatsoever, they will tend to your every care to the best of their legitimate ability to do so.
So if I were to pull a bell and say, "Hey, Belladonna's bugging me, attack Belladonna," would they?
No, they would just politely ask her to discontinue that action.
Okay, so trapping someone in here and getting the people to kill him for us is not a bad
Oh,
option.
wow.
No, but we could trap someone in here, torture them. There's a dungeon. But
Nothing
this
uses
space
figure of speech.
this space will only last for
You're the
24
one who punched
hours.
ghosts.
Just hypothetical.
But I can continue to
Then why
cast
would
it.
you make
So.
them attack me?
Do you
I
have
just
any
wanna know
training
the lore.
grounds in here?
Yes, we do, and that's why I was asking. Over this way,
Everybody's blowing you off like, what the hell do you want to know?
Yeah.
I answered.
yes, over this
I was
way,
just confused.
there's a large, lush garden that's just filled with trees, all sorts of shady, nature, shadowy places to hide if you want. Also, the people, when they're not performing specific tasks, they do their own thing. So, I don't know, you might be able to even people watch if you want.
Can
That's
you talk
awesome.
to them?
Yes, you surely can. You surely can.
Will they talk back?
It depends on who you talk to. If you try to talk to old Frau Mjönsen, she'll just scowl at you. She's pretty much the worst. But anyone else would be pretty much fine to talk with.
Brings the nasty, crabby lady from his childhood
Right.
into his imaginary castle.
Yeah. So over here we have an outdoor training ground area. Inside this storage structure, we have wooden things, training dummies and things like that. But right now, I currently have it set up. Yes, bring out the archery. Yeah, I said that before we cast this. Anyway, they get a little caught up on things. They're only as good as guards as I have ever been. So take it for what it's worth.
So safe.
We're dead.
So take it for what it's worth. But anyway, right now I have most of it set up for a mobile archery course that can increase with difficulty according to anyone's inclination or their wish for how difficult it is.
Would it
I
work
can have
for
moving targets.
spear practice?
Yes, it would. It would. Anything ranged, or if you want to jump and try to punch and kick things, you could do that too.
Belladonna,
Stuff.
you should teach me how to use a bow because I can't use magic anymore, so I might as well learn how to use a weapon.
I was like, do you know how to
Crossbow.
Is that what it's not called?
Crossbow. I
Oh,
can
you
teach
mean a bow staff?
Yes.
Yes, I know how to
Because
use
I have a spear.
I also have a spear.
Right.
Oh yeah, I guess we could just use spears.
And Zoik is a spear.
I like whacking more than stabbing though.
I mean, I have a staff. I could show you how to use a staff.
Inside, we have more of a training ground, but we'll get there. We'll get there. No worries. We'll get there just fine. Let's see. So over here is the stronghold itself, the main part of the castle. In the west wing is going to be personal living quarters in space. In the east wing is going to be more of the a training pit, a sand pit. Plenty of opportunities for combat. I was thinking of our other compatriots that are not here. I figured they would like that more than anyone else, but included it anyway, just to have fun. Let's see.
That's right.
In the central portion of the stronghold itself, we have the dining hall and the kitchen, among other lounging areas. Throughout the stronghold, you can find a nice lounge wherever you go. There's at least one on each floor. 4 floors per wing. That structure over there, since we're still outside, that structure over there, and we can hear birds and just the breeze, and you can actually feel a breeze coming through here.
Everyone's I'm very
it's
distracted
very
looking
nice.
up at
At the
birds.
illusory birds and the illusory stars and illusory clouds.
Yep.
You see, because she's got big feline eyes, they just
That's weird.
it's really focused.
Anyway,
Rosnar wasn't wrong.
right. That structure over there, that is a chapel. It's we can talk about that later. No worries for that. Let's see. We already went over the garden and the vineyard, the trees, the archery range. Yes. Well. Why don't we? We can go right to the dining hall, and of course at the greatest piece of all, there's the main tower.
I was gonna say, have you pointed to the tower yet? But never mind, you answered my question.
Yes, there's the main tower. It has a library among other things. So yes, you must all be very, very hungry. We have quite literally feasts of all sorts and kinds that are more than good for the body.
So, it's real food.
It's real
The
food.
place is technically real, but you can.
So, 2 questions. What happens if we're in here longer than 24 hours?
We just get pushed out.
Okay. And
No harm.
can we store things here safely?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
Anything stored here will just get shunted out with us.
Okay. Good to know.
But, aside from that, it is a safe space. As of right now, the door...
So no, you can't trap people in here and kill them.
Yeah.
They will
As of
drop
right
them on
now,
the floor.
the door on the other side is non-existent.
I have a potentially
Until-
concerning question. What would happen if I opened up the whole thing in here?
The portable hole?
No, it's a well of many worlds.
Oh, I really don't know, so let's maybe not try it.
Okay.
Inside of his little pocket dimension, you open up a hole.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Just
Yeah, let's
that's why she was like,
let's
that
maybe
can't be good.
try not to do so.
Not open that one.
Cool.
So, and if my calculations are right, as long as we have this location up here, I can use it as part of planar travel. But only as long as it's available after being cast. Again, it lasts for 24 hours.
So once we leave, it doesn't leave. It can stay.
If we leave and it's still within the 24-hour period that it's still cast, yeah. But if I dispel it or if it's expired after 24 hours,
So it's not like
Then-
the bubble where once you leave, it goes.
correct, I can leave, and this will last for 24 hours. Non-concentration.
I was just
Set this thing up in the middle of a battle or right before you do your thing, and then run back to jump into this thing.
Yeah.
This
You know,
thing's
this
awesome.
this also would have been really helpful. Remember when we made it back to Cholt, Pima and Sima and their people? Yeah, this would have been really helpful to
Yep.
save all of them. I originally designed this as a fortification to house refugees, and then figured, oh well, I can spruce it up a bit, make it a bit more personable.
How many people can we put in here?
Up to about 100. 900.
What?
That's also how much food I have on hand at all times.
Are we ever going to check back in with Pima and Sima? I kind of have questions for them too, by the way.
Yeah.
Just a question, just a thought.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
Okay.
in the morning we can send some messages to them. We can go see them if we need to.
I don't know what the plan is. They helped me out, I guess technically 8-something years back, and it's not holding up, and so I wanted to ask them some questions. But anyway, continue with your tour.
Right.
Is it just the library in the tower?
No, other things, but we'll get to that when we get there. But for now,
Is it
let's
connected to
visit.
the main building, or does it stand alone?
It is connected to
Okay.
the stronghold,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, connected to the stronghold. Let's see. Anything else on the outside that I need to mention? There are 2 other buildings. They don't really look like they're in much use. But they are just they're just there. And then we have the main tower itself. So why don't we head into the stronghold right this way? And I'll open up the large 2 wooden doors. Actually, there are guards there. So like I'll just approach and just be like, "Hello, V Gates," and they're just like, oh yes, Captain Giesenkirk, wie geht's? And be like, oh, very good. Okay, open the doors. And they're like, oh yes, sir. And they open up the doors for us, and there's a large portcullis that's already raised up. So we head inside, and it's just this grand, lavish, open welcome way with these this large staircase that kind of comes up and curves out to the sides of this landing up top, and this lush red and gold carpet, like all over with cobblestone and torches and chandeliers and suits of armor and nice wood paneling along the walls that reminds you of, you know, some kind of smaller you know, village out to the east. So right this way we have mud rooms for hanging up your coats and things. Yes.
A set of galoshes for everybody.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
And floppy hats.
Get your shoes
As
off.
soon as you like walk out in, they go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So large arched doorways. Would anyone like some food?
What happens if we try to leave the courtyard walls?
Oh, you can't leave the courtyard
Okay.
walls. Yeah, that's
So
that's
everything
the
beyond
bound.
it is an illusion.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
How far can I fly up?
you can fly up at least 500 feet.
Cool.
It's a 500 by 500 foot cube dimension.
Okay. So I can't actually go to the river, but I can look at it from here.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know, good to know.
Yeah. If we really want, I can bump up the humidity.
Oh no, I like the sound.
True.
Oh yes, yeah. Sounds absolutely. So pulled straight from memory. So, aside from that, if anyone is hungry, we have the main dining hall. The servants will attend to you post haste. Anything, and I mean quite literally anything you might want, as long as I'm aware of its existence, you can request.
True.
If it's something that I don't expressly understand or know, then my subconscious projection of my servants will do their absolute best to try to get as close as they can.
Okay. Very weird to think of having servants.
So they're not like, you know, real people, right?
No, 9. No, of course I didn't go out and enslave people to serve as my pseudo subconscious projections of servants.
Did your grandfather?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
You're becoming your grandfather more and more every day.
I just pat you on the shoulder. Hey, this is pretty awesome. And then I go.
It's like, yep, neat. You said food.
I did.
I'm here for the meat.
And he was just yes.
I just take one deep breath, I did it.
This is really cool.
So
Thank you, yeah. I've spent a very long time on it, ever since I was a kid.
You've wanted to build this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I always saw the castle whenever my parents and I would pass through the town, and always thought, you know what, I want it, but I would change a few things. So I did.
once we walk inside, you'd watch her pupils go from very narrow to like very big, like Puss in Boots style, like cat eyes, just like she's just run around and look at everything. She's very excited. Magic baffles her, and so she's just gonna run around.
Taking it all in.
This is really cool. It's like our own little house, but really big house.
It is.
And
It
it's
is.
a castle.
It is quite literally our own castle.
It is.
Welcome home. Willkommen zu Hause.
So common to house.
Yeah, welcome home.
So like, let's just say one wanted like a big body of water to swim in. Could you just like think of that and it'll appear, or do you have to like cast a spell again and then like add that into it? Or is this like what it's gonna be?
No, I can change it.
You can change it. Okay.
I can change it, yeah.
I'm not saying I want to go swimming because I friggin' hate water. but-
Yeah.
Do we have a pool?
We do, yeah. In the basement of the stronghold, we actually have a hot bath room.
A hot bathroom?
There is just like a tail flicking around all excitedly.
Yeah.
with her like half spade and it's just like flicking around and her eyes are all big and just
So, after everything that we've all been through, I figured I could take my refugee plan and convert it into something a little bit more comfortable for each of us.
To
I mean,
take
we're
care of the
basically
refugees.
Yeah, this is
We are
I
now
mean-
the refugees.
yeah.
Sure.
home did get obliterated.
Yeah, and just also
Yes, it
something
did.
else to look forward to after the meal. Each of your personal quarters are personally customed to yourselves.
So we can design it, or like you've already designed it.
I've already designed it, but if you have anything that you would like me to change or introduce, say the word and it can be done.
Oh, cool. So are you gonna like describe us our rooms, or?
I was gonna say, did you want to show us the rest, or are we following Apollo and eating?
Whatever you all prefer. He's eating, so we might as well wait.
Just twitchy, excited tail and just
Munching away.
this is really, really cool. Yeah.
I'm glad you like it.
And smiles and just
Yeah.
twitchy tail and
Willkommen zu Hause.
this is probably the most excited you've seen Belladonna in
Ever.
like ever.
Yeah.
She's full smiles, you can see her little fangs and her little forked tongue, and she's just like running
good.
around like a crazy person.
Oh, good. Yeah, there are suits of armor.
Magic princess.
There's like these pseudo weapons on the wall, like on the walls. There's also a few it's a number of paintings that are hung up, all ranging in different sizes. Some of them are painting depictions of the town that Dieter was from, or just an art piece that he saw like in Port de Mali that he was like, oh, I really like that. One of them, like here in the dining area, is this large, massive painting of Dieter all majestic.
Yeah.
Dieter all majestic.
Captain Gear.
Yeah, he's got like the tricorn hat. He has like this militaristic outfit, not like militaristic, but more like a guard status,
And
and
you have like all your ribbons.
yeah, like all the medals, and I've got like my long sword like next to me, like hilted, and
Napoleon.
just like
yeah,
this.
that's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very much so. Very
Foot
much
up on
so.
the rock.
Yeah, and then on the
Not Captain Morgan.
Oh,
Napoleon.
yeah, yeah. So this is yeah, this is the middle wing. This is the middle area. The east wing that has more of like the combat things and stuff. There's another mural similar to it, but instead of like militaristic guard like, it's just like full blown like wizard aesthetic.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So like legit Dieter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but anyway,
How big is this painting?
About 60 feet tall.
yeah, it's pretty big.
Remember the
yeah.
tower that you went into and you were looking
Yeah,
down
and so
at
she's
that
just like-
painting?
And just tail just flicking, just that's really big.
Yeah, it's big.
That's a lot of Dieter.
Why don't you have any pictures of why don't you have any pictures of Ava?
Yes.
Yeah, why are there no pictures of me?
No, but I do. Look, and she's up there.
I made the wall.
Yeah,
Actually, I think that's the first time I've seen a
there-
photo of myself.
And you guys have seen a
I'm
number.
chubby.
Is that really what I look like?
What the heck?
Well, you guys have seen a couple of paintings and murals of other individuals. Some, like many of them, you don't recognize, but you do recognize yourselves in some of them. Like some of the portraits are like just kind of like a very not like a serious face, but just like a very serious depiction. Like just really like fine strokes and just immaculate detail. Others are just kind of fairly childish scrawlings that just depict like random events. Like
So one of them is I saw the dinosaur.
yeah, I saw the
Yes!
dinosaur like flying over the water, and like children's crayon is like one of them.
Yes.
There's all sorts of like memories and people that are inscribed in like portraits and photos, statues, different pieces of art. It's literally just like a projection of his memories in his mind. But just
She'll
like
just, like,
given
Taking a tour
manifestation.
of
Because like looking at a picture of her, she'll just kind of feel where the new scratches on her horn are, and just be like, "That's what those look like."
I'm telling you, we could fill them in with a different color. Maybe some rocks. Some gold, maybe.
you could put dazzle your horn.
Yeah, I've seen people who like are like, oh my gosh, oh no, I've
Jeff
got like this
Dazzle.
big old chunk where like they miss half their horn, right? It's gone, and then just get like someone to do some metal work, and then just like ting ting, and then like stick it to the horn, and then the horn's like silver or something.
It's like a film.
Like God said.
See?
Like God said.
Just
The
like
Weaver of Fate over here.
yeah, just like you can have like
Yes,
little gold or
this is a
silver.
space where the Weaver of Fate can
Won't that
interact.
just?
Right.
I feel like that will just make the
Yeah.
reminder even more
Yeah.
dramatic.
I'll just make
And then,
notes of all the
wouldn't it
things
feel
that I can
heavy?
haunt you guys with later.
Right.
I mean, you could use like mithril because that's like really light, right? So you probably wouldn't notice it. Plus, it's gonna be there anyways. Might as well make it look cool. Might as well own it,
Does
right?
it not look cool?
I mean, I think it looks dope, but you can make it like, bam, you know.
It's a statement piece.
It's interesting to I'm just looking to see how I'm interpreted by other people and all my tattoos and my carvings and just like, maybe Rosenar's right.
All I'm saying is that it's a good idea.
I'll think about it.
Cool.
Nice.
So,
Now I'm afraid
Food.
that Ava wants to put molten metal one with him.
the food is fantastic. It tastes great. It tastes like fine gourmet.
Yep. Yeah, shrimp.
Yeah, they've got shrimp.
Bug
They've
meat.
got
Spider
sea bugs.
Sea
Bunch of sea
bugs!
bugs.
Ava just goes and apologizes to the sea bugs. Continues.
And lots of venison.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
lots
that
of-
just tastes so good.
Yeah, lots of venison. Afterwards, like one of the servants will come by a half orcish girl. She'll come by with drinks, just drinks for anyone.
Who are you? Do you have a name?
I have a name, and it's a really good one.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah, Greta.
Nice to meet you, Greta. I am Ava. This is Belladonna. Do you have like any like fruit juices or?
Yes, we have many fruit juices.
Question for Dieter. If I drink in here, will it affect me?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
real alcohol.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, real alcohol. Making
Yeah.
alcohol is just a simple chemical equation.
if they're not walking out with a freaking Das Boot full of freaking beer, I will punch you across the face. That better be in that damn house of yours.
Wait,
Of
dust
course it
boot?
is.
Bavarian.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
The boot.
The boot?
The
I've been
boot.
to an Oktoberfest.
Das Boot.
I just barely turned 21, y'all. I'm really young.
About yay
Well, I
tall.
mean, if you've been to an
About
Oktoberfest,
yay
you've seen
tall.
one that's...
It looks like an actual boot. Has a foot, like a boot.
Has a foot
Full
in
of
it?
beer. Yeah.
Oh.
no, it looks
There's
like
not
a
a confidence.
It has
It
a
looks
has a
like
really
a-
dismembered
it looks
foot.
like
Okay,
a-
okay,
Das
okay.
Boot.
I follow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it looks like
Watch
a...
beer. What was that? Was it Beer Fest? That movie?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I can.
Das Boot. whatever it
Yeah,
was.
a dwarven man comes out. Just all right. We have Das Boot.
Yeah.
Who's gonna take the boot?
Oh,
Oh, it's the
usually
best.
take that.
It's the
Just
best
water.
beer you can have.
It's just water. It's fine.
It's just water.
I'm not very good at, drinking.
Ah, nonsense! And sets it down in front of you.
I've got hollow bones, you guys. This is not gonna go over very well.
Yeah, thank you, Boris. Thank you for the boot.
Boris, give another one over here.
Ah, yeah, another boot! Comes and brings another one over to you. This big, portly, round, like, dwarven man. Again, like, they're all, like, near transparent.
Right.
Kind of like this amberish color energy.
Did you see facial expressions and all that?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, is it like, I was wondering if it was mostly, like, kind of visible, or if you could, like, full on, like, see.
Yeah, it's just got, like, this round, bulbous nose, and, like, these big cheeks, and, like, this big, like, very well-kept beard with, like, stone ornaments and everything.
I kind of get it.
And it's like, ein Boot für dich, ein Boot für dich,
Oh,
alle Booten für euer! And it has, like, just boots for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
This is, like, half as tall as I am.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's very,
And she's just
very
like-
short.
Oh yes.
So,
Are we supposed to drink what's inside the boot, or is it like...
You put your
Yeah.
foot
yeah, you put your foot in osmosis.
in. Tall.
So,
Right?
fruit juice, maybe, or like some water. Or...
Yeah. Some juice coming out.
Juice. What? What? I just. Wow. It's very cool, Mr. Dieter.
So do you have to like go shopping? Where does all this food come from?
No, just
Just hit the mark.
comes from
What's
all
that?
all the energy I expend to do it.
And you can just do it whenever?
Well, as long as I reserve enough, spell casting energy to do so, yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
you
it's
needed silverware for it?
it's silver among a few other things.
That's why I stole it for.
Yeah.
So just like a fork and a knife sticking in the floor in our room?
Nice.
So what happens if we take some of this food out of the house? Does it just disappear?
Yeah, just vanishes.
Does it disappear inside of us
No.
once we go out?
No, once you ingest it, it becomes real.
Don't say it anymore. I just swallow it.
Yeah, high illusory magic. Believe it or not, Rosnar actually had a few things jotted down. I don't think he realized what it was, but it was that very thing of like taking something that's illusory and making it somewhat corporeal.
Interesting.
So once he discovers it, I'll give him credit for it. I'm not going to claim it as my own. Tempting, but
I mean, you named it after you.
oh, this place, yes, the spell itself entirely, but that effect that he was looking at, it's
okay.
already been done by other people.
Oh, yes. Yes, it has.
Well, it is very impressive.
So, anyway, well, on to the personal quarters then. Again, food will be brought to you. You want cake? They'll bring cake. You want grass, shrubbery? They'll bring you shrubbery. You want music? Music, bitte! And they just a couple servants just all kind of gather with instruments and just start playing. It's like, oh, see, there we go. It's great. Could be better, but it's great.
Right, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yes.
oh yeah, yeah, like accordions and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Full leader hose and everything.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. Bagpipes?
Dieter and Lederhosen. Dieterhosen.
Yes.
No.
The Napoleon painting of Dieter with Dieter.
Next time it's going to be
We'll- yeah, we'll find that again somewhere in the stronghold. Somewhere in Giesinger's High Castle, we'll find Dieterhosen.
In his personal quarters.
Yeah.
That's
you can
right.
see his
That's
picture.
where there's Dieterhosen.
Yeah,
Dieterhosen.
Dieterhosen. So anyway, elsewhere, in the west wing of the stronghold, we have the personal quarters. For Apollo, it's just it's a very nice open space. Plenty of windows and a balcony. The balcony has shrubbery and vegetation, almost like an uncovered greenhouse, with no roof. So plenty of space out there. And then just for your normal living conditions, it's very humble, very straightforward. Nothing too lavish. Theater's just, well, I wasn't entirely sure of what you were used to since I've only known you when we've been on the road. So if anything needs to change, just tell it to one of my servants and they'll make sure it gets incorporated into the next casting.
Thank you, David.
So, with Belladonna, her
Oh, yeah.
yeah, her sleeping space is a little bit smaller.
It's full of lava. It smells like sulfur.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a large bust of some horned demon devil thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the painting on her walls.
yeah, with a plaque that says "Always watching." See you in your dreams.
And a holder in the corner for your book.
Yes. So
Welcome home.
there's a very soft bed in here. And the walls are made of a different material, and there's kind of like those Japanese and Eastern Asian style of kind of like paper walls, like the rice paper sliders. Yeah,
Yep.
there's some in here that kind of cut off how large her room ought to be in comparison with Apollo's. There is also a balcony out here as well, as the living quarters are stationed on essentially the corner of the stronghold itself, so that everyone has their own balcony that overlooks the outside, the illusory space. We come walking in, slide open the rice paper doors, and it opens up to a meditation space like dojo. It's like, I don't know what kind of culture that your meditative space traditionally is. So again, just like I said to Apollo, if anything needs to change, just tell any of my servants and it'll be incorporated in the next casting.
Well, if we go east, maybe you'll get to see it.
Perhaps.
Since apparently there's some weird weather that way.
So, continuing on. We walk down a hall, we pass a door, I just walk right past and say, nope, we don't go in there.
I go in there.
I know,
It's
I was gonna say, I would. Is
Why
there
was
like
it
anything
here?
on the door?
No, it's just a door.
Why can't I go in here?
Because we don't go in there.
Why? What's in there?
Nothing important. We keep going.
Ow.
That right there is Tendo's room. That right there is
I'm just
Kuvar's
gonna.
room.
Once he's turned around.
I miss my magic.
And then start walking after them once I can't open it.
Okay. We head over to Ava's room.
Yay!
So, in here, it is a very, very, very wide open room. Its ceilings are a little bit higher than usual. There are some hammocks that are kind of spread up in various places, almost like large nets. Just in case if you wanted to sleep up high. I wasn't too sure
Cool.
how you do so with these wings.
It's like a sparrow.
No, yeah, it's way easier for me to like sleep on my tummy. So like, you know, sleep on your tummy instead of your back. Because if you sleep on your back, then your wings just get all like sleepy. You know, like when your wing falls asleep.
Sure,
And it's like
yeah.
yeah, it's really sleepy.
Yeah.
Numb
Well,
wings.
I'm really glad I had that one pulled nice and taut.
Yeah,
So you
see,
can
it's perfect.
sleep on it flat. So it's a good one. This balcony has a kind of a wider arched doorway that's very, very wide. Perfect for just running to leap and just take off from there. Aside from that, everyone's rooms are filled with
Yes.
just items and iconography that Dieter would best describe to them. So, like for Apollo, a lot of the material in here is made from like wood and lumber and timber, and there are the stone bits that are meant to kind of resemble a natural environment. For Belladonna, it's very neat and ornate, straight lines. Everything is put in its proper place.
Feng shui.
A place
Zen house.
a place that when you walk
Nice.
in, it just feels quiet
Nice.
and it feels peaceful.
Not
Hopefully,
the craziness of city that I'm not used to.
correct. For Ava's, it has things that reminisce much of like a sky-like structure. For lofty things. The carpets in here are also very, very soft. Very soft. So,
Cool.
Somebody on the floor.
Right.
anyway.
I know, I just like imagine to like do the thing where you like shuffle your feet and then touch someone and
Just zapping each other.
Wings
Yeah,
buff.
yeah. So, and then over here we have just a large lounge, plenty of couches and sofas, a fireplace that is always roaring, always crackling. There are a number of books on an end table. Aside from that, in the tower there is the library that takes up the first through third floors. It is a tall vertical library.
So kind of like the one in the Magic Tower, but is it not as weird?
Yes, very much meant to be non-weird.
Like you can access the other floors without Running up walls.
Yes, there's stairways and
Okay.
balconies and ladders and things. So reading spaces.
Because I mean, I could run up walls, but I don't know if you guys can.
Yeah. So anyway, there is just to be forthright, there is an area of the library that takes up the 4th floor that is restricted. That floor is dedicated to everything that I have seen in the Grimoire Infinitus, the book that has been plaguing us for quite some time.
So is it just a bunch of the same book?
No, it's quite literally anything that I have ever read in the library.
Oh, okay. And then the 4th floor is just one book in the middle of the floor, and we don't touch it.
Oh no, it's the entire library. That entire floor of the library are books that just contain things from the Grimoire Infinitus.
There's a lot in that one book.
There's a lot in that book, and all of the other bits of the book are all the connections that my mind has made with anything relating to the Grimoire Infinitus. So most of it just spell casting things, but aside from that. So I would advise to not try to visit the 4th floor.
What's in the door?
There is nothing important on the other side of that door. But I'll leave you to it. Does anyone have any questions about Giesinger's High Castle? And you guys can tell, like, the tower has more than 4 floors.
I was gonna say, yeah, what's...
It looks like it's got probably 9 or 10.
Is there stuff above the library?
Oh, yeah, but we can get to that at a later time.
Okay. What's above the library?
Oh my goodness, we actually didn't go over to the fighting pit with the sand. It's in the stronghold. We're already here.
Where's
We might
your
as well
room?
go see it. Oh, my room is here as well.
With Ava.
Nope, mine's a separate one door over.
You can have
What
one
happens if I try to open that door?
Yeah, it opens right up.
What does Dietrich's room look like? And I just poke my head in.
Yeah, it's got a large bed, lots of wooden furniture in here.
Town guard barracks.
Yeah.
Not quite. Yeah, it's just got a.
Captain Barracks.
That's right.
That's right, Captain
Sorry.
Barracks. Yeah.
Like the prestige captain.
That's right.
It's just got 3 books on one of the end
Picture of
tables.
himself at the
It's
foot
got
of his
his oil
bed.
lamp in here.
Or on top of his bed.
It's got a dresser and
Wake up and sleep.
Oh,
Yeah, you do.
it's got an open ceiling that has an illusion of just the night sky, and then just has a balcony with just some furniture on the outside. So really nothing too lavish or too fantastic.
'Cause we were
It's got a coat rack.
going through, are all the books on the end table the same? Since you said all
They
the
are.
books.
Mhm.
What are they? If I look at them.
I will get that back to you later.
They all have good names.
They do. They
He's
have
a little
name,
tired to
and it's a good one too.
They're really great books. They're best
Really,
sellers.
really great books. Yeah, bestsellers. You'll find them all over the castle.
Portamoli bestseller list.
Yeah, easily, by far, bar none.
Or Hill's Edge.
Yeah.
Hill's Edge. Top
Yeah.
10.
Hill's Edge classic. So,
Yes.
let's see, and then the other side of the stronghold, there's the fighting pit, which occupies 3 floors. So it's at least about 40 feet tall, from ground to ceiling, and it goes back easily like a good 50, 60 feet. And it's just a large practice arena. So there can be things brought in for obstacles to navigate across, and different practice weapons to spar with, and things like that. So feel free to help yourselves. And Dieter looks very tired.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just been a long, weird sleep cycle.
Yeah, it's
I
like
thought we go to bed.
4 in the morning, probably.
Yeah.
At least.
So, this will last for 24 hours. First thing in the morning.
Well, if we're gonna get sleep, it's gonna be like the afternoon.
Yeah, I'll have one of the servants wake me up about traditional morning time in a few hours. That way I can just leave a note outside the door for Lady Silverhand. Just let her know.
If you give me one, I can just go leave it now.
Okay,
Pretty fast, and then they don't have to wake you
Okay.
up.
good idea. I'll take out a piece of parchment, just scroll down. Yeah, just
She got energy. She's
Like,
excited.
yeah, it's cool.
She can't do much magic, so when she sees it, she gets really excited.
Absolutely.
This is the most childlike you see Belladonna is when there's like impressive magic.
so, and I'll just hand it to you.
You really are a wizard now.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Oh, also inside Dieter's room is an old, kind of crooked Gandalf-like hat.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
So,
Is it like old and like moth-eaten? Or is it like
Not quite mothing, but it's old and worn. Yeah, old worn leather hat. Yeah, there's that one, and it's on kind of like just like a cloth rudimentary mannequin head. Next to it is the Captain Tricorn hat,
Yes.
for Captain of the Town Guard.
oh yeah.
The promotion he never had a solid chance of earning whatsoever because he was so crappy at his job.
What are you talking about?
And
He
then
likes
the-
to arrest people.
Yeah, and then the third slot for a third hat is actually empty. So he's looking for another hat.
Man of many hats.
Yeah,
That's right.
Many hats
That's right.
or faces. Face hats.
Alright, well,
Yeah. Oh, there's also mirrors here too. I thought it was kind of fairly obvious, but I was gonna say there are mirrors. So
You can
Ava
actually
just
see
starts
your
touching
face.
her hair.
it looks great.
Thank you. She's
Yeah,
so
it
weird.
is seriously like 4 in the morning. At least.
It is very late. I'm very sleepy.
okay.
Oh, one of the books on the end table is How to Speak Zemnian.
There you go.
Awesome. Alright, well, I'm gonna go put this. Should I just put it? She's the only one who could get inside of here. What if she sends someone else to come get us? Should I stick it outside of the door of the room? Not just outside of this door?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of the door.
If I go back out, I can come back in, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nope. You go.
You know.
Alright, well. Good night then, everyone. I'm assuming you'll probably be in your rooms when I get back. And I'll start making my way to go take the note out.
Got it. So you guys head into your rooms to take the night.
Yep, I'm gonna go take my
All
rest.
4 hours
All 4 hours.
4 hours.
for this halfling.
Don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, so I'll go out and I'll just take one of my darts and stick it into the door.
Yep.
So that it's easy to see if someone comes to get us. in
If
the
someone
morning.
comes into the master suite and opens it up,
Yeah,
there'll
it'll be
a
on. It'll be
door
on. The, it'll be
sitting
on the
there with
outside of the door in the hall.
It says, "Wake us up at noon."
Yeah,
Wanted.
saying we will be unavailable until when or whatever he wrote on there, and I'll just stick it on the outside.
Cool. So yeah, easy enough. You guys actually are probably the most comfortable you have been and most peaceful sleep that you have been and had in a very, very long time. Take the full long rest, 8 hours. You can take the 4 hours if you want. While they're sleeping, you're drawn out to the balcony.
Like in my room.
As you get up and it's quiet. Assuming everybody's probably still sleeping.
Other than maybe Ava.
Yeah, probably. As you walk out to your balcony, you kind of look up and it's oddly still a night sky as you're looking up around. And
You can see these clouds move slightly, and there's a break in the clouds. You can see the moon. You get a feeling of a presence of somebody standing next to you.
Like just like what side, right or left?
You're right
On
side.
the right side. I don't look for a sec. I just kind of big deep sigh.
You hear a familiar female voice that kind of is, well, this is impressive.
It is.
Just staring at the moon. What do you think of the moon? Seeing the moon peek out there, what's your thoughts?
It's definitely beautiful. There's a lot of different meanings, I think, for the world. It's dark sometimes, full of bright others.
Kind of a tone of a voice of kind of amusement. She says, it is beautiful, but what do you know of the power that the moon holds?
Almost none. I mean, obviously there are some. There's always the stories of the beasts that revolve around the power of the moon. You know, your were beasts. You know. And then, obviously, I've had a little magic brought to my attention. But, you
and your friends have stumbled into some very powerful things coming your way. When was the last time that you were on the water?
when's the last time I was on the water? Because I wasn't on the water on the way to Chol, right?
No.
Like, I literally just got... I don't.
So on your
Yeah.
travel across.
Oh, right. So, a few hundred years.
Mhm.
It's been a long time.
And you're like, and it, like the memory of it flashes back in your head, like vivid as you're holding on to the side of this boat. And she's like, there's a lot more power that the moon can grant. Strong enough to move the oceans, the tides. Gradual and subtle, but he's gotten pretty good at finding the shadows.
It's more comfortable there lately.
Well, I think it's time that you finally step into the light that the moon provides as well.
What do you mean?
She just kind of smiles. Says, look. As you look back at the moon, is like full, flaring in your face. It's like you feel kind of a pull, kind of pulse from the moon. Your eyes shoot open wide, and you can see everything that's in this structure out past the illusion. And the illusion kind of falters, and you see the room where this thing is set up. And you're like, what the hell? That's super disorienting. You're standing on this balcony looking down, all of a sudden you're looking at a wall from the inside of this master bedroom, and you're like, it takes you a second, you come back to it, and you're like, ooh, you're almost nauseous. She kind of chuckles. Says, the pull of power that the moon can give you, you need to harness that. You're going to need it.
How?
She thinks for a minute.
Where is your family?
I don't even know if they're here anymore. I don't know if I have them.
So, do you know where one of your family is right now? At least
The rest of it.
what's left of it. Sometime soon. Spend some time with your family. But not where they are now. Take them into the woods. Find a nice spot. Use the light. Have a chat.
Okay.
Your family can help you find what you need.
Is there any left? Like, on this plane of existence?
Just things for a long time. I don't think so.
Okay.
Take some time. On the next full moon, we'll chat again. You're like, okay, as you turn your head, she's
gone.
Right.
Look over and I'm like that.
Yep. And you can look back down and the perception's like, oh, again. You're like, oh. And this, and the moon kind of fades back behind the clouds.
Awesome.
Morning rolls around. Well, noonish rolls around. And you can hear from outside on the door frame someone knocking on the door of your high castle.
Okay, I'll get up and I will very lazily make my way out of my room, out of the stronghold, across the courtyard.
looking like Ichabod, the long night count.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just snap out my fingers and like the servants come rushing with like my proper clothes and like dress me properly. Just
Oh yeah. As he's moving, it's
yeah.
Awesome.
I'll open
Yes,
up
Captain.
I'll open up the door.
As you pull the door open, you see standing there Lady Silverhand, Rosnar, and the 6 of the clerics are all standing at the door to your room. Lady Silverhand's the
Oh,
only
to my
one.
room.
Lady Silverhand's the only one in knocking on the door. The rest are standing at the doorway.
Oh, I see.
The wards
Okay.
are still up, yes.
Rosnar could have come in, but
Right.
he's standing at the doorway
Mhm.
with the 6 clerics.
Okay. Yeah. Just yes, please, all of you, come in.
She says, perhaps you should join us. We have some things to speak about. Gather your friends. We'll meet us downstairs.
Absolutely.
Her face is kind of serious as she's coming. And she turns and walks.
Okay, I will head back across my very nice courtyard. I'll take a look and see that there's I had forgotten to put dew on the grass in the morning,
Sure.
and I'll just yes,
Oh yeah.
that's better.
No. Yeah, so halfway
So-
across, that's when his footprints start in
Yes.
nothing behind.
Yeah. So I'll just get one of the servants and just Lieutenant, please go wake up everyone and give them the message that we've been called to go speak with Lady Silverhand.
Yes, Captain. So they all run off. Then
And I'll just put it in my hand and the servant will just come and bring me a warm drink. Just,
he is all knocks on the door and are asked to meet. You see him sipping his hot cocoa in the foyer.
Okay, well, what do we have to deal with today, everyone?
back to reality. Lady Silverhand, Rosnar, and the 6 casting elves that brought the cube to us would like to speak at Lancaster Manor.
Lovely.
Or Castle Lancaster.
Yeah, I knew exactly.
Gosh
how
dang
to
it!
do
You know what you mean. You just continually say Lancaster.
Yeah, Lancaster. Yeah.
Close enough.
It is
Close enough.
Sure.
So where you guys are asked to meet is actually down in that main foyer room where you had the discussion with Captain Thomas
Okay.
when you first came in, the home teaching room.
From my teaching room. So true.
So as you guys come in, Lady Silverhand's seated, Rosnar standing next to her, and the 6 elven clerics are kind of in a couple of clusters, just chatting amongst themselves. 3 here and 3 here, just talking as you guys enter into the space. Lady Silverhand is like, oh, looks like you all looked very rested. It's good. I wanted to share some things with you about the goings-on of the last few days. We are getting flooded with refugees coming from the east. The roads coming here are packed full of caravans of people fleeing from something far to the east. Our friends here, the emissaries here, and she glances at the 6 clerics, are asking to head east. They want to head towards the ancient elven forests around Mithranor. Upon hearing the name, you've heard the name before. An ancient elven city deep in the forests, quite far east from Hill's Edge, but north of where you grew up. You've heard the name. It's more of a just what you hear in stories and things. So immediately perk to that.
So I'm quite a bit northeast. Where I grew up was quite a bit northeast of Hillcrest. How north of me is this forest?
Yours is actually. So I'll pull up a map here in just a second to kind of give you a better idea. Where Waterdeep is, down south along the Sword Coast is where Baldur's Gate is. Straight east of Baldur's Gate up the river, you'll run into Hill's Edge. And then if you continue further east over several mountain ranges, east
more so
is where Mithranor is. Your place is even further south.
Oh, okay.
You're east and south of where you are currently.
Also, when we left Giesinger's High Castle, I would have dispelled it.
So you walk out and bend down, pick up the fork, and the door. Holding the silverware as he's walking down the hall.
I got my silverware.
Lady Silverhand says, I also have some information from our sources on who the last person was that came through the port. And she says, we've been searching, looking around, and she's kind of troubled by what she's starting to tell you this. What the hell is it? Right there. She says, the last person reported to come through before the invasion started was Vincent Trench. And you guys hear the name and remember the name Vincent Trench as the owner of the Tiger's Eye, which was the small shop straight across from you guys. The one that Max would always go to and have a chat. She says, Vincent has not been seen since. 2 guards were on duty. They both swear that that's who it was, and through further questioning, she kind of smiles, we can confirm it was Vincent that came through. You guys remember Mert telling you that they had intercepted some correspondence going to this same shop?
Yes.
Quite a while back.
Yeah.
And the one that was before
the note that Mert had, she actually pulls out. She says, I know Mert mentioned this to you before. We've been watching for Vincent for quite some time. The letter that she opens up, there is one line written on it in a very fine script. And all it says is, the court calls you home. And then there is a large script of a U and then a C that are like emblazoned on the bottom. And that's all it says. She says, before Trollskull Manor and the entire alleyway were destroyed, we were able to intercept some things, and there was a letter that was in there along with that referencing somebody called a false scion. She pulls out a second letter that is written in a very similar script hand. And she reads it out and says, a power risen will touch many lands. Unfettered the tide swallows all. Second of birthright will stand fast in the waves, building the dam to hold the tides. A desperate choice of one will hide the key to unlocking the bands that fortified the levees. Taking a piece of the first, the scion survives. Forever to be linked by time and blood, he must sever the life given to him by what was stolen. Another reflected piece of the first stands waiting for the scion to release his hold on the words. And she sits there and she says, whoever he is, whoever they are, they're looking for whoever this false scion is. And three of the elven females kind of walk forward and they said, we've gathered some other prophecies and things that we have had. And as they pull them out, it's eerily as they lay these letters out that they're all in the same script, same handwriting. And each they say that there is, they brought these with them from the Moonshade Isles. When they were attacked, they tell you a story that when they were attacked, an invasion came from the North Islands of where they are, of these Moonshade Isles. The seas opened up and monsters and things came through and began attacking the islands. They were after the cube that these clerics had been sworn to protect. Being passed down generation to generation to generation, that was the calling of these six. They say that they had heard that there was something similar here, and by reaching out, casting across, they had information that Ava and her mother somehow had been linked to these other cubes. That is the entire reason that they loaded up on a boat and took off, coming to Waterdeep. And they say that along with the false scion that they bring up another, and as she reads it, it has written across the top, the Elysius Well. And they hold this up and they say, this has been one that we've studied for quite some time. It says, at the convergence of the red and the black, the great and terrible rift will once again sunder the land of Saloon. And she looks towards right at you. It says, the chosen of destiny will confront the Colossus and the Titan. Unless trust is honored, darkness will eclipse all that lives. Beneath the everlasting stands, the foundation of creation shudder with a coming reckoning. And she turns and looks directly at you, Ava. It says, one of Shalakas must hold sentry at the breaking. Alone with the gaze of eternal reflection, only hearts pure and unyielding can contain and rebuff what is coming. And as you're like, you hear the name and you look up, and you guys see it, and you all turn and kind of look at her, and you notice that the roots of her hair are brown, just starting to. It's like,
What are you looking at?
It's your hair's changing again. Ha! You look okay. It looks okay. I just don't know what's causing it. You know?
all of the emissaries at once begin saying, we know part of what this speaks of, the everlasting stands. That is the forest around Mithril. We need to go, and we need to get there.
Wait, is this like a prophecy or something?
So there's several prophecies that have been written.
Okay, well, I hate to ruin the moment. I don't have any abilities anymore. Like, my magic is gone. I'm useless.
And Lady Silverhand kind of looks at you, and she walks over, and she looks like she's looking right through you. And she's like, turns and walks away from you. Just turns and she walks over, and the group of them kind of gather and start discussing very quietly. You see Rosnar's kind of watching from where he had been standing. And he comes walking over right to you, Ava, and reaches up and grabs your hand. Nice smile, and tell he looks a little more rested.
Oh, hello, Rosnar.
It's just like, your friend, and he kind of looks around, wanted me to tell you. Just go look in the mirror, take a deep breath, and things will be okay. And he's like, she's kind of weird. Sorry.
What
He's
does
like,
she look like?
What's with that?
Oh, the bandana.
Blindfold lady.
So, she was really nice, but so I told her I'd tell you. So
Okay.
Does this mean I'm not the weird one anymore?
Does anyone have a mirror?
I've got a small mirror in my component pouch.
Yeah, can I borrow it?
Yep.
I will look at myself in the mirror.
So you look at yourself in the mirror, you're like, yep. You see the roots are indeed starting to go brown, just ever so slightly.
So it grows back brown. Interesting.
Maybe.
Does it look good or bad or
That's good.
okay?
You can ask the question as you look back at the mirror. It looks like you're staring at the face of your mother.
Ah, oh, hello.
And she just smiles at you. The face kind of changes slightly, and you see the face of Shalakasta she showed you before, standing next to you, fully ablazing, eyes of light. She smiles and says, I told you I can help you. All you have to do is ask.
Well, it sounds like I've got to stand in front of something to save the world, I guess. So I could really use your help if you're willing. Really appreciate it.
You see the smile and across her face, familiar. And she says, you won't have to stand alone.
Good.
You're like, okay.
Okay.
Take a deep breath, and it's your face again, looking at you.
Did anyone else see that?
I saw you talking to a mirror.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to cast light in my hands.
You're like,
Yeah!
Oh, there's some guys! Just
Yeah.
blinds people.
all of them are like,
Cool!
That's great, Ava.
I probably should go tell Lady Silverhand that I'm not useless anymore, huh?
She runs over.
as you're doing that, I should go. Then she's like, good.
Yeah, crisis averted. We're good now.
So there are a lot of things happening to the east.
Yeah, I know of some things. And just kind of look at the cleric ladies. Do you know much about the Fire Steep Mountains?
And they're like, we've never been there, but
I
we
just
love them.
heard from a friend. There's some really weird weather happening there right now.
Lady Silverhand, and she's like, the refugees that have been flowing in have been talking of volcanoes sprouting out of nowhere, fissures opening up, crops dying, hot blowing wind coming across unseasonably and strange.
Mert was gonna check on something for me. Is he here?
We haven't seen him in a couple of days. What did you need?
He said he was gonna send word to Elboulder for me to look into some things.
And she turns and you see Rosenar's like, he walks over and he's like, you're kind of trying to talk to Mert.
I don't like that Mert's not been seen for a couple days.
I know, it makes me a little worried.
Rosenar comes back over and says, Mert said that he's at his house. He's just tired, trying to rest. He did say that. How do you say the city? Elboulder?
Elboulder.
There is news that there's some strange things happening around there, just like everything else out east. Weather's going bad, hot things. It's.
May I ask who he heard back from? Did he
It's
tell
like-
you?
I have no idea. Sorry. Lady Silverhand looks to you and says, the last information we had was that we were looking for the other cube, was that it was east. And she says that things sound consistent. We know that the planes that were attached to the cubes that you've already found were Earth, air, and water. It can't be a coincidence that this is happening out east.
How many monks were in the monastery?
There was probably 30 during the time that you were there, off and on about 30 that you had seen, sometimes anywhere as few as 5 at a time, up to 30, just depending on who was coming and going.
And they're just in a monastery on the sides of some mountains that are bursting to volcanoes. Oh my gosh! Nope. She was called down with her from sending the night before, and
Now
was
you're
like,
uh-oh.
and she was like, yeah. They were like, it's okay. It's weird. And then she's like, this is not okay.
So she, the couple of the emissaries are like, we have never been any further east than here. We know where Myth Draenor is. We've never been there.
I know where the forest is. I would have passed through or near it on my way up here.
Not really. The way you came.
Don't you go all the way around?
So yeah.
How do you go? How do you get there?
Let me pull up a map. I will show you.
How far north of Elboulder is it?
It's quite a ways.
My ways? Okay.
Um,
So I go west and go around Scary Woods.
Yep.
Are they like? Are there
There's-
rumors about these woods? Or
Are there what?
are there rumors or like?
Of the woods?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You've heard stories of the elven. Back in the day in the Dale Lands, you've heard of the Dale Lands.
Mm-hmm.
Cormyr is kind of one of the main. There's Cormyr and Symbia are these two large city-states, areas, countries, if you want to call it that, up in that area. As they're kind of mentioning things, Symbia specifically has had some large volcanoes that have been sprouting up, coming through there. Ash and smog flowing across the plains in this very fertile area. Cormyr, you have heard, and what they are now sharing with you from these refugees that are coming in, Cormyr has been almost completely wiped off the map. There's plagues, fissures, there's things going on out there. The elves that you have heard of in Cormanthor, that is the name. The Cormanthor is the forest area. For whatever reason, the forests are untouched from what we're hearing from these refugees that are pouring into the city. That everything around is being burned and starting, turning volcanoes and all that stuff, except for this forest, for whatever reason. And when they reference the pillars of creation in their what they shared with you, all 6 of the elves confirm. And Ava, you would probably have heard this as a child, the stories of the pillars of creation. One of them is rumored to be underneath this forest. So as they're saying that it is now quaking and it's trembling with what is coming, they're anxious to try and get to Myth Draenor to figure out what's going on.
And so it's pretty localized. I would have gone you're making it sound, so I would go east and then up probably to get around it and avoid it.
So
on my way up.
See, when you came through, it was pretty normal. It wasn't until you started catching wind of these things that were coming from the west, heading that way, and as you kind of probably passed, you had the trail of this thing coming out as you were going. This was heading that way as you were leaving.
Great.
Yep.
Left when they needed me.
And now it's 8 years later. Okay, I'm trying to find a map so I can show you guys this to give you a little better understanding of where you are, where they are. So let's see.
I guess even if I haven't passed through it, I know the general direction to lead us in.
Yeah, you would know where it is. And if I can find the stupid map I wanted to show you, the Hill's Edge is actually probably closer than Elboger would be.
Okay. So I'm way south. Okay.
So there's the Moon Sea that's in the middle of the continent. Elboger's on the bottom edge of that, and you'd have to come out and around the edge of that sea to get up into the Dale Lands, which is where these Symbia Cormanthor armies are up on the other side of the sea. And then it's straight shot from there across mountain ranges, and you drop into where Hill's Edge is, and then out to the coast to Baldur's Gate. So yeah, you would know where it's at. So that's kind of what they're asking. Once I'll find a map for you and get you a better shot of it. Maybe I'll do that after the stream's over, so I can kind of show you what you're looking at.
You're talking about the Moon Sea region?
Yep. Yep. So this is Cormanthor right here. So this is what is not. So there's Myth Draenor.
Okay.
So you are
Somewhere
actually south.
down there.
You'd have to come clear up to get up into this stuff. This is the Dale Lands all up around this area. Oh, we can get a better shot of it that has
Let me
more.
see if I can find it in
That one's down there.
So that's kind of what they're asking you guys to go with, and makes sense from what you're hearing. So now the only question is if you're going to go, and if you are going to go, how are you going to get there?
We're going to use Dieter to bamf us all the way to where you live. Her
So
face.
yeah, pretty
She's
much.
wonderful.
I thought you needed to meet your brother.
She's terrified to go. You don't know so many things. She's terrified.
So from
Here's
where you guys are at to Hill's Edge, by like normal travel, carts, horses, all that stuff, it's about 4 days, 5 days to Hill's Edge. And then
from where we're at in Waterdeep.
at least, and then from Hill's Edge to Cormier is another 4 days. If you go from Hill's Edge down south to get to El Boulder, you're about 7 days travel.
Okay.
So it's kind of, yeah, you'd have to, it's like a shot, and then you go up to get to Cormier and the forest, or you dive south to get down to El Boulder. So that's kind of what they're asking you guys to do.
To take them that way.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'll send you the prophecies that they read off. to
Okay.
you just to-
God, I was gonna
Oh,
ask.
yes.
I was
Yes,
gonna
yes,
ask you
yes.
because there was no way I could write them fast
Yeah,
enough.
that would be great.
I'll put it
In the new Discord chat.
Yes, right.
In the new Discord chat.
Yep, I will throw it in there. So that's what you're being approached with.
I'm going to turn to Lady Silverhand and just ask, what would you suggest is the fastest way of travel?
She says, I have a connection in Baldur's Gate. I could get you to Baldur's Gate now. Further east of here, my connections personally are much further east.
Then where we are.
She's like, other than that, she kind of lays out the carriage rides, the horse rides, unless somebody has a closer, she could get you at least to Baldur's Gate now and save you probably 2 days of travel.
What about
From Baldur's Gate to Hill's Edge is about 2 days.
How? Okay. So which direction from El Boulder is the Fire Steep Mountains and the monastery?
The Fire Steep Mountains, where your monastery is
Uh-huh.
actually on the south edge of the little valley that El Boulder sits
Okay,
in.
so it's
It's
south.
south of, yeah, it's not up where all, but the whole region is now starting to burn.
Would I know if they had a teleportation circle, or I don't think that would be in my training.
Probably not. The monks probably not.
Well,
Yeah.
I can plan to shift us to the Hill's Edge.
Yeah. And then wouldn't be too far from Hill's Edge.
It's true. Hill's Edge up to Cormier is about 3 or 4 days. Instead of
And then you have to get through that
9
giant
days from here.
forest.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
And you have 6 elven clerics with you, plus the bodyguard gal that came with them.
And they said they knew where it is in there?
They know where. Yeah, once they can get to the forest,
They
they,
just-
know where.
okay.
They would know where Mithranor is.
Oh, okay. So they need us to get to the
See,
forest
yes.
and then got more. So we're essentially protection, is what it sounds like.
You're kind of helping escort them.
Guide to the forest.
Yes.
And then
The information you have is that this 4th cube you guys are searching for is probably out in that area somewhere
Okay.
too. That was the information that the Harpers were able to gather.
Mhm.
It got back to them that while you guys were off for 8 years, they weren't just sitting on their hands. They were actually looking.
Mhm.
Several groups went out, never came back. The ones that did come back, that was kind of the gist that this where they think it was headed.
Yeah. Oh wait, I can plane shift us directly to whatever place we need to. I can just specify it. I don't have to be really familiar with it, but I just have to specify it.
Or we could end up somewhere completely random and
Yeah, I
die.
was gonna say.
Right. So it depends if you want to take the risk.
Just 'cause they
20
did
minutes
the-
we're in and we're out.
Do the odds of us getting there get harder if you have never been there?
According to the item of the Amulet of the Plains, no. But let me take a look at the spell itself.
You're supposed to be familiar with where you're going, doesn't it? Or is that not in that one?
Let me take a look because I thought it said that. Let's see.
Should be that you need to be familiar with it, or it helps your DC on the roll if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, because I know the teleport spell does that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because if you want to run plane shift like teleport, I'm totally down.
That's kind of the way I was planning it, but
Yeah.
you can go whichever.
I have the spell plane shift. I forgot I have 7th level spells now.
Oh, nice.
But that's too many people.
The couple of the emissaries are like, the forests would probably prevent any direct entry from other planes.
Ah. Nice.
We'll land right outside of them, though.
So
Catch your eye.
Hill's Edge might be the safer route, just in case.
Yeah, I'm thinking so too. Well, it's age-willing creatures, so what I could do is I could shuttle half of us to Hill's Edge and come back and shuttle the other half.
When you come back, will you take someone with you? Just
Sure.
because I don't. If things go wrong, I don't like the idea of you by yourself.
That's fair.
So maybe take someone you plan to bring with you in all directions. They'll just be with you as your buddy system.
Okay. I could do some guidance.
Sounds good to me.
So there's going to be 10 total.
The 6.
Yeah.
Well, no, the 6,
6
Amara.
plus you guys.
and then us.
Yep, so they got 7 with them,
So
plus
11.
you 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll split it half. Make 2 trips.
The 6 clerics, you guys noticed, they look pretty freaking haggard. The trip across the sea probably didn't do them a whole lot of good with their powers and their strength right at the moment. And then they used whatever they had left to help them find her. So
Yeah.
they're pretty tired and gassed, and whatever magic they were using to hold that sucker in check probably drained them pretty well. So you got 6 clerics with you. How powerful they're going to be? Let's see.
Yeah. Do we get Rosnar?
He's like, Lady Silverhand is like, I actually have need of him here. And she grabs him, kind of pulls him forward, and he stumbles forward. And you see pinned on him now he is basically now the leader of the Magisters in the city.
He took over Captain Thomas's
He sure did.
Heck yes!
He's
It's
like, I'd love to. And he's like, she just looks at him, he's like, but I have things I need to do here. And he's like,
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
got himself a promotion.
Nice.
A big ass
I-
promotion.
He has a
May
big
I
group.
say?
He's a little under level for that.
Just a little.
Yeah. May I say it looks good on you?
Lady Silverhand's like, he proved himself quite able,
Yes,
but we're going to keep working with him.
of course.
So he's
Also,
the commander in
this-
training.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, this is aside the point, but once this is said and done, if you all would like, I'd be more than happy to teach you everything I know about chronology magic.
All of them, even the other elves, can turn and look at you. Lady Silverhand is like, I would love to compare notes when we have time. There are many things that we don't quite understand of what you do. She's like, I've been here a very long time. I would love to learn.
Well, I very much look forward to it.
As do
All right, first batch. First batch. Who's going?
So what we'll do, it's now 10 after 11. And we'll pick it up next time with you guys getting ready to get out of the city. So we're going to cut
Alright.
it for tonight. Yeah, that was a good one. 3 over 3.5 hours. They were good.
Yeah.
11 o'clock. So, man. Covered a lot of crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll throw in, anybody that's watching too still, I'll throw the stuff that they learned. If I can throw a map in there too, kind of show you where you
guys are going. I've got one pulled up here. I can show you guys once we're done. If anybody's still in the chat on the stream, hopefully the Discord link is still working. I want to give away these dice. So if anybody's still watching, chime up on the chat real quick. Let me know if you're still on watching us. Let me know if you want to win some dice. Not I'll have to give them away on my Instagram. I'll give it just a minute. But man, yeah, dude, you guys,
That was a lot.
holy hell.
Like you.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Like,
We learned a lot of things.
All the lore dumps.
but I know. Like, you are gonna put those. Both of them.
I'll throw those in the chat,
Okay.
so you guys have access to kind of where it's at. But yeah, I don't have nobody's piping up in the chat. There's a couple viewers on, but what I'll do is I'm gonna hold on to them. I'm gonna throw them up on my Instagram. We'll give those suckers away. So anybody Instagram followers jump on there, we'll give it away. I'm gonna give these suckers away. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll be back hopefully in a couple weeks. Pick it back up with you guys getting ready to head east. Woof. Into the fires.
Well,
First with a pit stop in Dieter's hometown. Oh,
His
baby.
last trip here was interesting.
Yep. So, cool. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to cut this baby off. So. See y'all.
see you.